indeed.
Then let's begin. Where we left off, you guys had rescued Rakeen. Thrall has disappeared into the forests as an eagle, and you have investigated a weird teleportation circle. After questioning and defeating some of the Lely's forces, you have activated and gone through this portal and found yourselves in the Astral Sea. There, you were in a battle against time, as the place you arrived seems to be a holding area for one of Mistral's early Dawn Age artifacts, a cube of teleportation. You've retrieved the cube and managed to get out of there just before an astral dreadnought found you and tried to dissuade you from taking the cube. Back in the prime material plane, you have been discussing whether you want to rest or not, go back to Blackstaff Tower, or anything else. You have learnt the information that apparently a portal will be opening nearby tomorrow at midday to recall the forces of Aleli who you have dispatched. And you were debating whether you want to go to said location or not, in what timescales, etc. A lot of you are hurt or exhausted or out of spells, but I will remind you again, it is only like mid-morning, so you cannot gain the benefits of a long rest at the moment. So, with all that said, I'll put you back on the map. What would you all like to do?
I believe at least the short-term plan was short rest somewhere. Have we already done that?
That's a good question.
I thought we had a short rest already.
Yeah.
We're saying we were going to take a short rest, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. In that case, you can take a short rest here if that is the plan.
We short rested, and while we short rested, because Derek was fine, he identified the item.
Okay.
So yeah, we did short rest.
Okay, awesome. If any of you wanted to roll hit points for that but haven't, feel free to do so.
Nice.
I'm sure there was something else I was gonna mention or remind you of, but I can't remember what it is, so tough luck, I guess. No, I don't know what it is. Meridia is still a giant eagle.
She said she switched back at the end of the session,
Okay.
so she could talk to us.
Amazing.
Does a short rest remove any exhaustion?
That was my next question.
Not.
Damn. Okay.
Only long rests, I'm afraid. And powerful
Yeah,
spells.
that's what I thought.
Just pull up your thingy, just to remind you what you got. Just a reminder that this is the cube. If anyone wants to refamiliarize themselves with what it did. And I will remind you the distance you are to that rendezvous point you scried upon. Because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Like half a day's walk?
To the rendezvous, yeah.
Something like that, yeah. It was...
I think it says like 5 hours or something.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 hours.
That may take us up to this evening when perhaps we can stake it out. Maybe see if we can see anybody going in or out and find out what the situation is there.
That sounds good to me. And it'll give us a couple of hours, and then we can have a proper long rest when we're in safer grounds.
Right, we can set up a watch or something, let people get rests if they can. Although it's 24 hours, isn't it, Matt? So would it be the next day?
It's 24 hours, but bear in mind that 24 hours can elapse at the end of the long rest. So, like,
Okay,
8 hours before that, you can start your long rest.
great. Yeah, so we'd be aiming for getting there this, late evening or early evening time. Seeing if we run into anything on the way, I guess, and then staking it out.
We should do the trip very carefully if we're kind of tapped.
Right. And
Like eyes and ears open from all sides.
sure, making sure that we are not followed or pursued, and once we arrive, what is the game plan there? I mean, are we going to follow them through, or just see where they go, or?
Well, I guess we should see what state we're in when we get there. If we get ambushed or, have to use even more abilities just to get there, then we might have to reevaluate if we're in the state to follow them through yet.
Sure, I am feeling more or less back to my normal self, but it sure would be nice to have a long rest to recuperate some other abilities for people if we can possibly do that before following them through. I'm just conscious in case there is just a time limit on the rendezvous there.
The note, I don't know whether it's a note or whether the guy told you or what. It was midday that you were aiming for.
Are we already going to miss that then?
No, midday tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, we've got time.
We have plenty of
Thanks for the
time to
reminder.
slowly get there and then have a long rest and then make our way there if we choose to.
That sounds perfect.
We might want to even progress slower than normal just to make sure that we don't get caught out. I don't know what people think about that. But I, for one, am not at 100%, that's for sure.
Well, if
I will
and
say, if you travel at a slow pace, you would be taking about a day to get there instead. That's what my calculator is telling
Okay.
me.
Well, never mind. F that. We don't want to take that long.
if nobody else has any business here, shall we make tracks?
Onwards.
Onwards!
Okay. Rakeen is gonna just pipe up. I'm actually quite hurt, and I don't know where Thrall's gone, and I've got other stuff to do. So you guys do that. Good luck to you all. Thank you for saving me. I'm just gonna go.
You're sure you're going to be alright, friend, if you are hurt?
Oh, you would not believe the things I have survived. I will be fine.
Remember to say hello to the dragon friend.
I definitely will. I will tell him that I made a new friend if he, takes my call. I don't know. See you in a bit, Thog. Nice seeing you again. And Rakeen is going to cast Teleport. And as he does, he folds space in on itself, disappears in a blue wink of light, and in his place, there is Eve, who has found a way to catch up to you all from Blackstaff Tower.
Hello. Nice to be back.
Hello.
Oh boy, you missed a doozy.
Yeah,
You know-
I can imagine this. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know how the first day we met each other, we all jumped into hell? Well, we seem to be repeating that pattern because we found a circle back there, and it took us to the astral realm.
This doesn't look like hell to me. It's got a sort of tropical gardeny kind of look.
No, I mean,
Definitely not as fiery, anyway.
right, yeah. But it seems that we jumped in, and well, we found whatever that thing is. Dayak has it over there. It's a teleportation thingy. Looks like a
Okay.
Linvala
On
may
the
have been
bright
after it.
side- Sorry.
No,
On the
go
bright
ahead.
side, you've just arrived in time to help navigate our way away from this place. Perhaps as safely as possible, because some of us are a little drained from our last adventure.
Yes, your timing is impeccable.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Could
got
use your skills for
for
sure.
Sure, I'm happy to scout ahead. I also have a pretty well-fed dino with me, so combining those two together, I'm sure I could help you weary lot. I feel like I've not been pulling my weight these days, so let's do it. Do you want me to go? Do you want me to roll? Do you want me to investigate ahead for a bit, see if there's any dangers or anything like that, or
Yeah, we can follow behind you.
what should I do? What should I do? Yeah, sure. So I'll go lead for a bit.
Awesome. Give
Hello,
me.
sir.
I'm
Oh, hello.
Misa also help with these. Misa not sure if Misa can talk, but Misa helping. Misa use big frog eyes and can also be invisible and very fast. So Misa join Endeavor.
You can telepathically talk to everyone, but not to Eve, as they weren't present when you initiated the teleportation.
I will also ask for someone to convey that to Eve for me.
Yeah, Eve,
Oh,
as Ribbit
cool.
speaks, you can just hear him saying
Ribbit,
his name
Ribbit.
over and over again.
Ribbit.
I mean, I guess it doesn't count as an animal, so I can't speak with animals with them. But
I mean, you could certainly try.
Major diss.
We've never tried it
why
yet.
not?
Well, is it dawn again, by the way?
I'll cast. Yeah.
It is not dawn yet. No,
Okay.
you're still in the early morning.
Ribbit.
I'll cast speak with animals.
Sorry, go on.
Well, it probably won't work. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast speak with animals for the fun of it, and try
Cool.
just talk frog at him.
Well, technically, he's not speaking a language, so this is more appropriate than comprehend languages. Ribbit, give me an intelligence check.
Oof. I'm technically talking like Pokemon speak, so
12.
just take the first one.
Okay. Are you not at a disadvantage anymore? You're not
Oh yes, so take the worst one.
okay. 3. Better. Your brain's not quite there at the minute, Ribbit, and as a result, it is on the more animalistic side. You understand everything Eve is saying.
Oh yay! Dumb frog brain worked out for once. Ribbit,
She's not
you can
fluent though,
ribbit
so
me.
she did just insult your mother.
No, I
Grunts are fine
didn't.
with that. It's a form of greeting. It's actually culturally appropriate.
Just as we are kind of walking away,
anybody listening to Lavender kind of like muttering under her breath, she's just like, 2 weeks ago, I was investigating murders, and now I'm jumping in and out of the astral realm before breakfast. What is going on? Me and Liam need to do a little bit of switching over, so we'll be right back.
Okie doke.
Misa was not really listening at the start of this conversation. Can anyone tell Misa what this plan is?
We're gonna make our way back so that we can have a long rest before the rendezvous at 12 tomorrow.
Yes. Excellent. Yes.
But we need Eve's expertise to guide us there seamlessly.
Excellent. Misa can assist with this. Misa was also thinking that the cube, it has a decent time which it can be used. So maybe Wisa leave this somewhere safe, and then if Wisa miss them, Wisa can use it later.
Wasn't Dayak gonna attune to this? I know he can't get
He
sucked
can't.
into the
But I
chat.
can.
Yeah, I can't attune to stuff. I'm full on attunements.
Oh, so
If you
Tia,
want, I can, or someone else can.
you're up to bat.
Okay. If nobody minds, I'm gonna study this thing and see if I can attune to it.
Okay, I'm going to say you can't really do that on the move.
Could while they were being carried,
That is
could they do
fine.
that? If they were being
Ooh,
carried,
in
it
Thog's
might take a
back.
bit longer, but yeah.
The only
Yeah.
person
will
who
try to
actually
do
could
that
do
in the
that.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have to look out for anything. You wouldn't have to be walking. Yeah, sure. You can attune to
Okay.
it on the way if you wish.
Hooray!
Huffle will scoop Tia up gently and plop her into Thog's knapsack.
Cool.
There you go. Happy
And
focusing.
I almost feel like this teleportation cube activation is like a Rubik's Cube.
That is now canon.
Or the sphere from Treasure Planet, but a cube.
Yes. Oh yes, that one.
I love Treasure Planet so much.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
top
It's
film.
so underrated.
Yeah,
Such a good movie.
agreed.
So, can I have survival? I'm assuming, Ribbit, are you helping guide the group or just being a lookout?
I think I'm probably more suited to keep an eye out for danger if
Okay.
Eve is happy to guide us, because I think it's probably a better division of
Yeah,
skills.
yeah, I'm happy to.
Cool. Can I have a survival check from Eve, and can I have a perception check from Ribbit?
Can I help Eve with the survival check? I'm proficient.
You sure
Ooh.
can.
Mine is at disadvantage. Oh, damn it, it's a 26. Oh,
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
God damn it.
Damn
22.
man. Okay.
Was that with advantage?
Not with advantage. I'll roll it again. No, 22 is the best.
Cool. Yeah, you guys make excellent time through the woodland. With Eve at the helm, your sense of direction is impeccable. You do manage to avoid any trails or paths that you do come across, and basically just go as the crow flies straight towards your destination. It is completely uneventful, I must say. You are walking through temperate woodland. There are a few rustlings of birds and squirrels. It is very mundane for what you are used to. You come to maybe like 7 or 8 in the evening, and not 7 or 8 in the evening. That's too long. I can't do maths. 6 in the evening, more like it. The sun is not quite setting, but it is low on the horizon, and the forest around you is beginning to thin. You can see off to one side of you, over to the north, a trail that has been winding through the woods, sometimes getting close to you, then further away. Clearly disused and old, but a trail nonetheless. And as you walk in parallel to it, eventually you see the sight of the Evermoors up ahead. That very rapid transition from sparse woodland to simply moorland. On the edge of this transition, you see the end of the pathway, and you see what you saw in your scrying, the one-track shack, abandoned and basically in ruin. It doesn't have a roof. All of the windows are missing. A few of the walls are missing. The door is hanging off one of its hinges. You can see even from here, given the broken nature of this old inn, that, as I've said before, there is space very clearly cleared in the center of it. Debris, old furniture, all moved out of the way in a large circle. Yet the circle itself remains empty. As you linger on the edge of the woodland, you don't see any individuals, you don't see any movement, any signs of habitation or sentient presence. What you do see is about halfway between you and the tavern, there is a small 5-foot red lightning bolt hanging in the sky. And then 30 degrees towards the north, you see another one. This one 10 feet big, hanging at an angle 10 feet off the ground. Over to your left, just hanging over the edge of the moorland, you see another small one, 5 feet in the air, hanging there. They don't seem to be doing anything, but there is that static electric hum in the air. As you can see, there has been a lot of high-level magic performed in this area to have produced these rifts like this. They give off an eerie red hue that kind of counteracts the fading light. What would you guys like to do?
Eve just looks towards both the Void Boys.
Ribbit is totally entranced by these rifts, and there is a look of longing in his eyes. How many rifts are there again?
There are 3. One 10-foot long, 2 of them 5-foot long.
And are they all like low to the ground, and one in the sky?
They all vary in height slightly, but they're around humanoid height off the ground. Yes,
Okay.
there is one of them that stretches high off the ground. The 10-foot one stretches up into the sky a bit more.
Okay.
But the tail end of that is still at like chest to head height of a normal humanoid.
And how close are they to each other?
One of them is about 30 feet away from you. The next closest one is the one towards the north, which is about 45 feet away. And the furthest one from that is the one that hangs over the moors, which is more like 60 or 70 feet away, with the tavern kind of situated not quite in the middle, but kind of towards the middle of all 3 of them.
Ribbit is like absorbed by this and is like slowly creeping forwards. Oh, Ribbit. It's been morning, right? So I should roll again.
No, this is still
Oh,
evening.
it's the same day.
Just arrived.
Okay, cool.
Are we still connected in your head mentally?
Probably not. It's only for it's up to 10 hours, and I can't remember how many hours I rolled.
Okay, cool. In that case, then Meridia will look at you, knowing that you have the best eyes to see things with, and go, "Ribbit, in the portals through them, what do your slippy boy eyes see?"
Can we put him on a lead or something so he doesn't jump through?
We've done that before. These still jump through. We just pulled them back with the lead.
Ribbit throws up the hood of the cloak of elvenkind and begins to shimmer as he sort of camouflages into his surroundings a little bit, and you hear just the quiet slap of his feet as he creeps along the floor towards the rifts. Can I try and peek inside these rifts and see what I can see?
So the ones that are 5 feet wide, the center of them is too bright, too narrow to really get any kind of view through it. You probably would be able to get a glimpse through the 10-foot one, though. Give me a perception check.
Let's go. I would still have disadvantage. Not that I know where my character sheet has gone. Perception.
Yep.
Disadvantage. Oop. Oh, it's only a 20. Damn it.
Peering through, it is still hard to get a good look, but in the flickering glimpses that you do get, like through the wispy energy of the rift, you can see open grassland and maybe an old oak tree. In the background past that, you're pretty sure you can see stone flags and maybe a door. It kind of looks like there's a building carved into the side of a cliff, but beyond that, it's hard to say. What you can tell is that it is a lot brighter on the other side than it is on this side. It's clearly a different time of day.
Interesting. How close am I? Or how close am I to the portals right now?
I'm assuming you've not come out of the tree line yet. So from this big one that you can see through, you could probably scoot up to maybe 50 feet away from it at best.
Is that the closest one?
That's not the closest. That's the one
Okay,
I just
cool.
described.
Yeah, cool. The closest one. How close could I get to that?
Do you want to stay in the tree line or not?
Until the last possible second, yes, and then obviously if I have to,
In
I'll
that
sneak
case,
out.
30 feet away.
Oof, that's so far. I will use my invisibility in that case. There's a flash of red lightning and Ribbit disintegrates into ash. I do have to roll a dice. I'm hoping I'm not right next to you guys right now, but I could be. So nope, we're all good. We're all good. It's fine. I am now invisible, and I
Okay.
will creep over to the closest one, the small one. I want to be about 5 feet away.
Okay, that's pretty easily done, but give me a stealth check.
Brilliant. Why do I keep getting rid
It's
of my
just a
character
straight
sheet?
roll because you get advantage and disadvantage here.
Excellent. Stealth. Damn it, it's only 26.
Okay, good to know. You creep up
Plus
to about
16.
5 feet away from this portal. Nobody else has any idea where you've gone, but I'm sure they can hazard a guess.
As I get within about 5 feet of it, I reach out an arm towards it, and I suppose to everyone else, you would only see some of the rift start being sort of pulled in a direction as I kind of collect the energy near my hand. Very confused, but it just feels right. And I'm gonna roll the dice from 1 to 3.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll a d6. 1 and 2 is 1, 2 and 3 is etc. Or 3 and 4, whatever. Okay, it's the middle one. That's as I pull the energy from this rift, I begin to sort of manipulate it and play with it in my hands, and it becomes a little bit unstable, and I kind of lose my grip, and it flies off. Are there any creatures within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, that would probably be whoever's at the front of the party, so it'd be Teffel and Eve.
Excellent. That creature gets an extra 1 to the next ability check they roll in the next 6 seconds.
Quick, do a
Sweet.
perception
Wow,
check.
sign me up.
If you can see anybody.
will.
You guys don't see anything happening, but with a subtle flicker of with a subtle flicker of
Thanks
this
for the 2.
portal. Wow, the sudden flicker of this portal, you both feel
It
invigorated.
did go
like,
very well.
wow, I can accomplish things right now. And as you put your minds to task, yeah, nothing happens. You guys are pretty worn out from this trek.
We're just so excited by feeling a bit more invigorated that we just got lost in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will return to the group and begin writing on the ground. Just briefly describing what I saw. And also, Misa! Rift magic! Misa, Rift magic man!
I'll hand him a notebook.
Yes!
And will.
Ribbit! You can't see him, but now he's holding a notebook, so you know where he is. Yeah, and he's just going to, in his best handwriting, which admittedly is not great, he's just going to attempt to describe what he saw through the portal, and then just in big letters, Misa Rift Magic Man. Misa give you Rift Magic. You say use well, yes?
This seems like a good quote for your next tattoo. As I reach into my bag.
Just so I've got it clear in my head. I'm very sorry. Short-term memory loss and lots going on. Do we know if we are going to be observing a rendezvous in which they are coming here or they are going there?
I think it was their exfil. It was them getting out.
So there is going to be an opening here
Yeah.
where is it Galen?
Yep.
Was
Yeah,
due to
where
meet
Galen
them.
was due to leave. But he said that they were. I can't remember whether he said they were going to come and collect him or they were just going to open up so he could leave.
Do
So-
we... Sorry, go on.
Could we not, perhaps using seeming or other means, pretend that we are Galen and...
You can look like him at any point that you want.
Right, but
You
it's
studied him very intently.
it's only me. I'm saying, did we know if he had any other soldiers with him?
You can just
Even
hear
if I-
aggressive scribbling. Wisa might end up in bad situation. Wisa know what to go with. Maybe sleep first.
Yes, we have time. It's the rendezvous is not until tomorrow.
Oh, good.
We can set up a. I'm just concerned if anything comes through. Are we planning on ambushing them, or are we going to pretend to go with them? I can only do up to 8 of you, but then I can disguise myself separately. I think that only
You
leaves...
don't need to disguise me. As I
Right.
brandish all my silver mistware.
Right. Even if we did, we could pretend that they were prisoners of ours and bring them through with us. Do we think that is perhaps a plan? At least for as long as we can get away with it.
Is Rakeen still with us?
No, he's gone.
Ugh,
Sorry, he
what
went
a
in.
prick. We to my knowledge, we interrupted Galen with the weird hands of Delalia and the weird magic thing of Delalia, crystal Delalia, whatever it's called. To my knowledge, and Rakeen didn't say that there were any other like followers with him. It was just Galen and the creatures. So I don't know whether Galen was sent here with those under his command, or
Whether it was just him.
it might have been just him and he like summoned them when he needed them. I don't know. That's because we interrupted them
Yeah,
the fight.
The report you got was following a group, so you can assume that the creatures with him were part of that group.
Yeah, there you go.
Because otherwise it would have just been just him.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just him. So I don't know whether you want to. Sorry, I'm talking out of him. I don't know whether you want to take on his appearance and pretend to be him. Technically, I outrank him. So if I needed to, depending on who came through, if they didn't know me or if I didn't recognize them, then I don't know. We could just say that he failed, called for help, and along comes a battle sister to help this Constantia, and I can just be mean to you. And we can say that these are our prisoners, or they tried to interrupt what we were doing, and then we can at least partially tell the truth by saying that the circle is deactivated, because at least that's true.
And maybe we found them
And
doing that.
we found them trying to meddle with it, and us as the superior followers of Silvermist compared to them not being followers of Silvermist, we easily overpowered them with the help of the hands.
Right, like you met us there or something. Or
Exactly. Like
stumbled across
you
us.
called for help. I was sent to help you because Galen couldn't complete his mission, which again is the truth.
Sure, I like that plan. Is
Yeah.
everybody else happy with that?
I might just have to be a little bit derogatory towards you, which I do apologize for in advance.
Oh, don't worry. I've heard the worst of the worst. I've been called many names by plenty of perps, so
Meridia
I
just
can take
like
it.
grabs your hand, is like, just know that I don't mean it. If everybody's okay with that plan, unless anybody else has another plan they'd like to try.
No, insult me. I'm all for it.
Well, it's not even Saturday even.
Ribbit is back in the tree line. He's just gonna sort of like he's just gonna make himself like 30 feet away in the trees. That feels like a reasonable distance, right? And I will establish a psychic connection with 5 people. Any 5 really. I suppose Lavender and Maria, Eve, Teffel, Hunter. That'll do. Let me just roll. Everything is right with the world, just about. Oh, wait. No, it's fine because I'm further away. It's fine. No, we're all good. We don't have to say wait.
You're further away. What?
Because when I'm close to a rift, the DC goes up.
Oh yeah.
And so thankfully, I moved away from said rift before activating it. So now I can psychically talk to everyone. Misa, okay with plan. Misa will be invisible for this exchange. Misa think is best. Misa is thinking of going over to house and having a wee look inside while Misa's still invisible. You all cool with that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that sounds
think
like a
that's
great
a-
plan.
And it's different when you actually talk.
But
Yeah,
he's talking
sorry,
in your
just thought
mind, remember?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
this
what I
is
mean.
Not
Yeah, I
Yes,
sound like
actually
myself.
talking.
The slippy boy is in your mind.
Invisible frog to rest of gang. Misa going in, and
You
under
are
the.
not invisible. You used an ability for your
I
telepathy. Doesn't that count as breaking it?
don't think so. Let me just double check. It's quite forgiving. This invisible ends early, immediately after you deal damage to a creature or you force one to make a saving throw.
Amazing.
Yes,
That
that's
is
how
very forgiving. Jeez.
That's how I did it to myself when I used confusion on myself, and I was like, "Awesome, that's great." I didn't even do it to another
Nice.
person; I did it to myself. But yeah, so Ribbit will slap along the floor, approaching. It does. What's this building here?
Give me a perception check.
Get my
Oh no,
eyes
it's
out.
only going to be 74.
Gosh
Oh!
darn it!
Natural 1. It is something that used to be made of wood, and
Yeah.
it's in a square shape. However, there's only bits of wall left. There is an opening at the front where You can't tell whether there was a wall that's completely gone or there wasn't a wall, and there's no roof. That's basically all you can tell.
Yeah, I'm
from that.
I'm just too distracted by the rift.
For the
I'm
rest of you, it is blatantly obvious that it used to be some sort of rudimentary stables just so people could hook up a horse while they were in the inn.
I might
Misa.
give
Misa think that's the
Eve a
boss
nudge-
bedroom.
sorry. I might give Eve a nudge and just be like,
Maybe go and help him out. I don't trust him not to jump in one of those rifts on his own.
It's okay. I'll go. I'll watch it.
Slippy slappy. Slippy slappy.
No,
Is there a
Okay.
window anywhere? Sorry, I
Hunter
didn't...
is the
I'm sorry,
worst
Hunter. I don't trust you
person
either.
to supervise. Yeah.
Hunter's like, I'll go. And we're like, no!
Next thing we see is just two pairs of legs disappearing through a portal.
You're also one of the most...
Again, he's invisible. It would be one
Yes.
pair of legs.
You are also one of the most
I've just
visible.
I've learned from my travels with these guys that you just gotta let them do what they need to do. They're always okay in the end. Just let him be. Let him live their life.
Is there a window?
There are what used to be windows, but there are plenty of gaps all over this thing that you can easily just step on through the wall. It is that rundown.
Oh wow! I just want to peek inside. I'm just looking for people. I want to find
Cool.
people.
Give me another perception check.
Cool. Why do I keep losing my sheet? Here it is. Boom.
Nice.
Way to balance it out.
Perfect average.
Is
There's
this
a crack in the floorboards.
is this one? Is this not at disadvantage then? If you're still exhausted.
Oh,
Just roll another nat
you
20.
had to say that, didn't
Just roll
you?
another nat 20.
Bam!
Nice.
Almost.
Pretty close.
Oh my god. With 32 on disadvantage, you have a peek around. Everything in here is reasonably old, but mostly destroyed through exposure to the weather. You see rotten furniture, what used to be barrels that probably contained some sort of beverages or food that are now completely ruined or destroyed. You don't see any people. You do see in the very center of the room, kind of washed away by rain, what used to be a very, very faint X chalk mark. But other than that, it's completely empty.
I will broadcast. Invisifrog to rest of team. Misa think X marks the spot. Misa has found an X. Over. Also, there are no people. Over. Also important information. I'm just going to go inside. No one's responded, so I'm going to slowly creep inside and do everything I can to not step on the X. I am avoiding the X like the plague.
I think it's just an empty room, bro.
The floorboards creak underneath you as you step in. There is an increased slapping sound as you move around because it is quite damp, soggy wood. Other than that, you're in an empty, worn-down room. It is the perfect example of something that would be completely ignored by passers-by if someone would even come out this direction.
Oh, it's the cow all over again.
This like annex here, is there like a door to this, or can I see into this if I come over here?
You can. It looks like it used to be a mixture between a storeroom and a kitchen area, but again, you can only really tell that because of the layout of where shelves used to be, where cabinets used to be in one piece. Now it's essentially a mulchy, caved-in nothing.
Okay, well I'm gonna
You can tell
slowly.
as well.
Mhm.
A few pieces of furniture have been thrown in here on top of the degradation to move them out of the way. 'Cause
Of
there's a
the
few-
middle area.
Yeah, there's a few pieces of furniture in here that are clearly out of place. Like, would not have rested there over time.
And is
Okay.
the axe like in the middle of the room?
I think it's like there.
It is in the middle of the emptied out circular area.
Okay, that might be where like the portal would appear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Misa is thinking this
there-
also.
Is there enough room in there for us to maybe hole up in there for the night, out of the cold?
Yeah, yes, but it's depend if you want to stand on the X. This little kitchen that Risa could squeeze into. Although there is like 12 of us. But Risa could probably hide in here. Or maybe in this other room, which is obviously the boss's special hideout. Because Issa look very nice. This room over here. I'm slowly making my way back out towards everyone.
I just think we post up wherever we can and keep watch and just rest. We should be fine.
Sleepy bows.
Okay. Do you guys want to do sleepy bows?
Yes, please.
Sleepy babobies.
I definitely think sleepy bows are in order so
why
that
not?
Lavender can finger something else to death.
She did finger a man to
Agreed.
death. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Just for
Man.
context, Kate, there is a zombie traveling with you, which Lavender killed via finger of death.
No, Lavender fingered it to death, Matt. Say it right.
Fingered his ass to death.
There you go. Fingered his
specifically.
ass to death. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
it
it
was
now will be.
warranted
Forever
as
and
well.
ever.
Do you say it was warranted,
Of course it was.
Fez? Okay. Are
And he
you
was a child murderer, so it is warranted.
Yeah. Child murderer, zombie.
Gets fingered in the ass to death.
I think he's better now.
What goes around comes back around.
are you guys staying out here or in one of the ruins as someone suggested?
Does it look like it's going to rain?
Give me a nature check.
I am
Did-
also in
curious,
nature. I
but I'll
fucking
help you.
will.
Actually,
Did the
Yes.
big one have a roof?
No.
I don't think either of them do.
I was going to say,
It's just more. I don't
we're
know.
probably better off under the trees if it
Yeah.
rains.
Just stay here in the safeness of the tree line.
That was nice.
To be fair, I don't know.
24,
Like, there might be better
Yeah.
cover in there.
24. It's not completely overcast, but there are a few dark clouds in the sky. 50-50. It might rain, it might not.
Okay.
These are just a dark omen. These are not bad weather.
I
These
think
are just
that,
a sign of death coming.
I think that maybe inside is probably better than staying out in the rain.
I'd agree with that.
Misa scared of this portal. Misa very scared.
You jumped
You're-
through like 5 of them. I wouldn't
you're
even worry
afraid-
about it.
Yes, but Misa don't know where they ones goes. These ones go to Big Bad Lady house.
Right. but
Misa don't want to go to Big Bad Lady house or for Big Bad Lady to come to Wisa house when Wisa not know. Misa scared.
But, I mean, you're more than welcome
Then
to
just
sleep in the
don't
stable
jump
if you want.
through. Just sleep there.
I do not need any sleep, so I can keep watch, and there may be more room for the others on the inside. I'd like to examine
there's a
the
lot of
perimeter
us.
this place.
Yeah,
I will sleep in the tree line.
I only
Do you wanna
require
read the
4
books
hours of
together?
rest, so.
Sorry, Tia.
Do you want to read the book together?
Yeah, we can do that again, Tia. Sure. I haven't picked it up for a while.
Story
Busy.
time.
Remember, Mushroom also provides us with beverage, so that would be good.
Indeed. Before we do settle,
I don't know if this is a thing, but
Let's find out.
Best sentences start off like that.
Boy, sentences start off like that.
with
Oh yeah.
her like innate ability to detect magic, and her kind of arcane background, is there a way via the rifts, because we know that they are created by high level magic, for Lavender to investigate specifically what type of spells have created these rifts.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Ribbit is happy to
Or
volunteer
that we-
any expertise he can with his having recently discovered he can touch them.
Even what school of magic would be interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Give me an Arcana check.
I will definitely help with this since I am Arcanus and Magic-y as well.
Yeah, she'll pose that question to the group. So does that just make it a normal roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
22.
Sweet.
With a few attempts and bouncing ideas off of Hunter, you do seem to be peering into this rift, channeling your detect magic through it and trying to find some sort of remnant of what once was here. At one point, you do feel like you can not quite see, but you can feel lines of the weave running through and around this thing. You can see like a pattern left on the structure of the weave. You can it's right there. But any kind of important information that would give you a real hint as to what magic or what school caused it, it's just out of your reach.
And would that be unusual to Lavender, the pattern on the weave?
I'd say you'd probably never tried to use detect magic in this way before, because it's one thing trying to analyze what kind of spell was cast by
Sure.
marks left on a surface, or damage or effects that they cause. Trying to channel it through the magic itself, this is a new experience to you, yeah. But if anything, while you don't glean any information from your attempt, you at least get the feeling that that is definitely possible. You just maybe lack the technical skill or experience to do it at the minute.
Okay. She will relay that to the group, to Hunter. Maybe spend a bit of the time before rest kind of ruminating and discussing the possibility of what it could possibly be. But if it escapes her magically, then so be it. It will be another mystery for her to solve.
Okay. Is anybody doing anything before or during your long rest attempt? And can you please move your token to where each of you is actually spending your long rest?
I would love. I'd have to go wherever it goes, but I would
You're going to go in the
I'd
state.
love to. Can you attune to something on a long rest? Because it's just sitting there, not really doing much.
At the end of a long rest.
Yeah.
You need like an hour would thing.
Yeah, it can become part of the long rest, yeah.
Awesome. I would love to spend an hour to put Ribbit in the Pokemon necklace.
Okay. I will say that Champion is currently present. I think Champion's attuned to it at the minute, so bear that in mind.
Oh, is Champion here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
don't
might as
kill
well
my
keep it in
raptor.
that case. Keep it in that
fine,
case.
yeah.
It's a good emergency. Means we can use them without being too worried.
That's
I
fine.
would like to ask Hunter a question.
Oh.
Hunter, you and Ribbit are probably the most knowledgeable of the rifts that we have here. The larger one over there, do they appear bigger when like higher, more powerful magic is used, or is it use in that area? Why is that one particularly larger than the other two?
I couldn't say whether a bigger level spell would make a bigger portal, but I do know that the more spells cast around a portal, the bigger it gets. I would assume that if someone used a 9th level spell, that portal would be more big. It could be bigger. It's probably more like formed. It's probably big enough to get through straight away or see through, but I've never seen a high level spell cast and a big portal appear. I've just seen smaller portals get bigger through the use of spells near them.
Just to add in, my notes would correlate with that. The larger rifts seem to be the sites of more activity, and we saw ourselves when we performed the spells to join those two rifts that it created a larger tear.
I would also assume, while I'm thinking about it, that the bigger a rift is, the bigger the radius a spell could be cast in it to make it bigger. So a small one, maybe you could be within like 10, 20 feet, but a bigger one, you could probably be within 50 or 100 feet, because we've seen them, really high up in the sky, getting bigger with no one seemingly near them. So I assume that the bigger the portal is, the bigger the radius of effect is, that it would get bigger if the spells cast.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Meridia is going to go inside the shack for 4 hours, and then because I don't need to sleep for longer than 4 hours, after 4 hours I will get up and do a double watch. So
Okay. Is anybody else on watch during this rest?
I'm
I'll
happy,
do one.
happy to take a watch, yeah.
Cool.
Sorry,
We'll
that was
do
just for me.
Okay. We will. Oh wow, you're actually attempting to succeed today. So we'll do it in. I was going to say we'll do it in order of which you said that, but I can't remember who said it in what order now. So would you like to give me a perception check first, Lavender, for the first watch?
It makes
Again,
sense because she'd want to be like up for the darkest of night anyway. So, perception at disadvantage.
unfortunately, so.
Yeah.
fuck it, hell, all right then.
You're rolling right good.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Good to know, Jack. On your watch, you are looking out across the moors, peering back into the woodland, seeing for any signs of being moved in on in any way, any signs of the Lely's forces, and you see nothing and you hear nothing. All that disturbs the quiet night is the occasional slosh of animals, small mammals in the moorland waters, and the occasional shuffle or subtle groan of your new zombie friend.
Well, every now and then during the watch, she'll hop on a broom and do sort of like a perimeter ride, and there's just the gentle swoosh of her cloak in the wind.
Swish, swoosh.
Swish, swish.
Did you say on you are also trying to read a bit more of your book?
Yes, so she doesn't have to sleep. She can do light activity. So
Okay,
I
cool.
believe Tia's going to do that with me as well.
Awesome.
That is correct.
Good to know. Next watch then. Can I have Eve give me a perception check?
Is that me?
Yeah.
Hang on one sec.
I'm not gonna
18.
for this one, so you can have advantage on that.
$18.
Okay. Once again, your watch is undisturbed. You get some quality time with champions snuggling up against you. But other than that, it's quite a pleasant evening. That is until about halfway through your watch, Eve, as the heavens do begin to open. And though it's not thunderously heavy, a small, reasonably light downpour begins. Unfortunately for Meridia, Lavender, and Teffel, that means you are all getting quite wet.
Oh no, this is perfect weather. Much better than the sun and the heat.
That's great. Did you say this
My
was
favorite.
Did you say this was a river back here, Matt?
It's a moorland more than a river.
So, is it still like
it's
water?
occasional, like it's quite watery terrain, but there's no like large open bodies of water.
Ah, balls. Any rivers about?
Unfortunately, not. There is probably some larger bodies out into the moorland,
Okay, that's
but
fine.
none that you can see within.
No worries. I will prop myself. I'll pick the door. I'll have the door open just a little bit.
There is no door.
Oh.
It is. Well, there
Oh,
is.
that's
There
perfect. That's
is,
perfect.
but
No.
there is. It's
'Cause-
like hanging at a 45-degree angle
No,
away
that's-
from the wall.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm going to sit on whatever rugged table this is, so I can see out this way to see anything coming up,
Awesome.
and that's where I'll be for the
Just
second.
to confirm, my psychic connection lasts 10 hours, so we are all connected still,
Sweet.
should anything
Amazing.
happen.
Cool. In that case, Meridia, last watch. Do you want to give me a perception check?
Sure thing. So I've technically had a long rest, so I'm no longer exhausted
Cool.
Oh yeah.
because I trapped for 4 hours. So, which one's my sheet? It's the bottom one. Perception. That is a hot coming in excellently along with everybody else's massive rolls of a 4.
Amazing.
She's too preoccupied by wanting water.
It's raining. I'm in my element. I'm much more. I'm much too much like. Oh, I haven't been in water for so long. This feels so good.
Luckily for you, you are undisturbed in the rain. It does get slightly heavier just as you are approaching dawn.
Fighting
But-
the urge to take off my armor.
It's still not exactly heavy. You guys successfully complete a long rest undisturbed. Those of you who have had exhaustion, you lose 1 level of it from completing a long rest. So if you had 2 levels of exhaustion, you still have 1.
Oh,
I only had 1.
So it is dawn. It is still raining. You have roughly 4 hours until the rendezvous was scheduled for here. What would you guys like to do?
Galen.
Let me
no,
just
as in-
roll a D100.
No, it lasts for 8 hours, so I'd rather do it close to the time.
Do we know what the time was?
12, midday. Yeah.
I'm glad you're awake.
No, I think that was before you came. And we are heading to the...
Oh no! Oh no!
I tried that too.
No!
Oh, just before this happens, because it might be important, everybody but Ribbit next to me gets 12 temp hit points after their long rest.
Okay, that is Eve, Champion, Thog, Moreau, Dayak, and Tia. 12, did you say?
Oh no!
Oh, sorry, it's only 5. So sorry, champion.
Oh, okay. No champion then.
Wait, is it 12 or is it 5?
12.
12 hit points, 5 people.
Temporary hit points, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Ribbit rises and takes a big stretch, opens his eyes nice and wide. Who is you, sir? Who is all of you, sir? Where have you come from? Speak, what have you? We set about an explanation.
Right, like.
Who are all of you? Have you captured me?
No, Ribbit, we're your friends.
You said my friends. Why Misa no remember you? Misa would remember someone as ugly as you, sir. How shit are you? Wait.
This is really going to affect how we play. So I'm going to have to fix this. So, fucking... God's sake. Why? I walk up to you and pick you up by the scruff of your neck. Slap you.
I am struggling all I can, but I can't reach, so I'm doing nothing.
Yeah. And then I will, like, fucking modify the memory of your shit.
I'm glad we already found a way to fix this.
Yeah.
Can I have a D100, please?
Yes, of course. Oh, shit. Yeah,
Wait,
about this.
are we having some kind of time bomb?
Time bomb.
I think that is just the Void Boys in general.
Let's do the time
I
bomb
see.
again.
Again, just let them do the thing. They work in mysterious and wonderful ways.
You can just see a 7-foot man holding a 3-foot frog, struggling desperately to fucking fight as his mind glows.
Well, can you make the save for the spell, please, Ribbit?
Oh, what is it? Is it wisdom?
Yeah, you dare. You dare.
Well, I mean, I don't want to, but I don't remember who you are, so I think I would resist.
You can fuck right up.
Look, I don't know who you are! You're casting a spell on me! Of course I'm gonna resist!
Meridia watches all of this go on and she's just like, what the hell is going on?
I'm gonna disguise self into Ribbib as I walk over before he sees me.
Slap, 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 slap.
Crouching down, so I'm more his height.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go,
Ribbit, Ribbit, it is me, you sir from the future. These people are your friends. You must trust them.
Okay, what save do I make here?
Okay,
What do I have to
I
do?
need a deception from Lavender versus an insight from Ribbit.
You're not at disadvantage anymore. You're not at disadvantage anymore.
Oh,
Why am I so smart now all of a sudden?
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh,
please, Ribbit.
yes, that's better. Yes, that sounds much better. Oh, god damn it!
What's your spell save DC, Lavender?
well, my spell save
Yeah.
is 17.
Okay.
That'll
While you can't understand what it is you're exactly looking at here, because this looks like you talking to yourself, there's just something about the way that they're speaking to you, like you don't. This looks like you, but you're not convinced at all by what they're telling you.
Misa very confused. Misa not sure what you say is talking about, but Misa would never lie to Misa.
right, of course. Of course, sir. Of course, sir. You are confused. I know more than you, Ribbit.
Does the creature have
And
to
from the
be
future, of course.
Can the creature be unconscious if I cast Modify Memory on them?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I just thought I'd ask because that's where this is going to go. It doesn't say, but it makes sense for them having to be conscious.
Yeah, no, they do, because you have to explain to them how you're changing their memory. So they have to consciously understand what you're saying.
Well, Misa is not sure what's going on, but Misa will have to listen to Misa for now, because Misa don't know what is going on, and Misa seems to know what is going on. So Misa will listen to Misa, okay?
Tell me, Misa, you remember nothing? Misa?
Misa remember me, Misa no remember you, sir, or here, sir, or anything going on, sir.
All you need to know, Misa, is that I am right. These people are your friends. Misa, you do not have to worry. You just do as they tell you. Misa.
Okay, Misa will believe. Misa will believe for now. But Misa no trust that big one.
Well, you can fuck right off, and I'm like kind of like trying to barges through to try and get him.
No, Misa, he's our bestest friend. He's the best out of all of them. Don't worry, Misa. We have your back, Misa.
As Hunter pushes past Ribbit, there's a flood of flash of memories that come back. Misa thinking Yusa might be right. Well, what's Yusa doing then? What's that plan?
So wait, what? You've got your memories back now?
Well, Yusa seemed to be doing something, so what's Yusa doing? Misa says Misa should help Yusa, so Misa will help Yusa. But Misa don't know what Misa do, so what Misa do?
Well, Misa, we're all doing a little bit of changing our faces, so, Misa, do not be alarmed when I change into a different face. Alright, Misa?
Oh, does Misa get that power too?
Yes, you do, Misa. It's fantastic.
Fantastic. Misa's so excited.
You
Misa
will not
cannot wait
believe
to
the
be
story, but for time travel reasons, I cannot tell you how it happens, Misa.
Oh, Misa makes sense. Misa watch Primer.
I don't think anybody's watched Primer because nobody gets Primer.
You watch Primer, but you don't watch Primer.
Yeah, no, I've witnessed Primer. I haven't watched Primer.
How much memory have you? I can't even ask that.
So, well, basically,
He said he remembers nothing.
Yeah, so I'll just read it out to you. It says the character suffers from partial amnesia. The character knows who he or she is and retains racial traits and class feature, but doesn't recognize other people or remember anything that happened before the madness took effect. So I've forgotten basically everything, except for me. I'm just glad I still remember who I am, because, I've seen the other things my rift power can do.
This is not ideal. Can I pull a card, please?
Go for it. Let's pull it up.
Come on, change your heart.
Unmagnify.
Brain control.
Are these all just Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you're pulling?
Maybe.
Fuck.
We didn't fight a white dragon with Dark Magician Girl.
I threw Mirror Force. Shit.
Oh, well, that would have been handy later on.
Okay, you learn what the card does. You can choose to put this back or spend it. For the next 24 hours, as a reaction, you can use your reaction to cast Shield without the use of a spell slot. When you do this, if a creature attempts to hit you with a ranged spell attack roll and misses, they become the spell target instead of you.
Holy!
Oh, that's so good. How long does that last?
24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll take that, thanks.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool. The card fades as you use it and turns blank before returning to the deck.
Amaze balls.
Why did you kill this card? This was so pretty before you kill it.
I am so close, Mr. Ribbit. Don't test me.
From the shack, you just hear, "What 2 plus? That's a test."
And I kind of just like, look, we've got matching masks. Look, see, look, see. We friends, we good friends, we best friends, we brothers, we void boys.
That's quite convincing.
Misa, sometimes things happen and we forget where we are. This has happened to you now, and this is why I'm coming back to remind Misa.
It makes sense that Yusa would come back when Misa lost Misa memory to tell Misa about Misa memories. And right. Misa do believe the big man.
Good.
God.
I
helps these dumb as fuck.
must return back to the future now, Misa. But heed what these people say. And, as I say, do not be surprised if you find yourself with another face, Misa.
This fucking Doctor Who. The fuck?
Will Misa ever see Yusa again? Oh, Misa?
Perhaps, Misa. Keep an eye out, Misa.
She's just gonna walk back over here.
I love how he's watching himself walk away with a zombie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I like the idea the zombie's just following you, like,
Yeah.
master.
I'll go out of sight. But you do see a tiny puff of like minor illusion.
Whoa! Give me a stealth check, because Ribbit's passive perception is through the roof.
Knowing that this is happening,
Oh, no.
I would love to try and distract Ribbit.
She's not like trying to sneak away. She's literally just saying goodbye and walking in that direction. My next sentence was going to be, she's going to minor illusion, like a whirling kind of puff of smoke that looks as magical as she possibly can. But all they're going to see is like the tail end of it here. So I can do a stealth check to see if he sees me change.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh.
Wow.
I only beat you by 19, okay?
Yeah.
It does look very magical and very fluorescent. However, from Ribbit's perspective, you've walked over there, cast a really fancy spell, and changed the way you look. You were not hidden for a single second.
But she did
Josh,
convince him that he would have a different face.
Yeah, Josh, your interpretation of that is whatever you want it to be, but that's what you saw.
When she comes back, Ribbit is astounded, jaw agape. Did you say bring future Misa to come here so that future Misa could tell Misa about Misa memories? You're such a nice person. Misa never even meet you, sir.
Well, I'm sure your future self let you know that sometimes you forget things, Ribbib, and we become excellent friends.
Wow, you really sound like Misa future self.
Well, we for me, it's the smoking the odd strange thing from the forest.
Ah, yes, and Ribbit immediately gets out a pipe and starts smoking some pondweed.
Oh,
Misa, no.
In fact, that's how we became friends. You offered me a pondweed.
Out of the smoke of the pipe, a little monster comes out. What's the most recent monster we've seen?
Nothing from your perspective.
Oh yeah, true. So
the zombie is the
yeah, I guess a zombie.
To...
Yeah, I guess a zombie in that case. A zombie starts shambling out of the smoke. It's the pipe of smoke monsters.
Incredible.
Right. Are we waiting for people to arrive? And maybe people arrive, but going through portal if no one arrives.
Well, I can cast Seeming at the closest time available. So I guess unless anybody else wants to do anything, we can hang around, eat, maybe drink some tea, if you don't mind. And then I guess, providing you're in 30 feet of me, so you would have to get within 30 feet of me. Meridia, I guess you don't have to.
No. Wait, before you cast any spells. Who is, now that fucking Invisifrog, Slippy Boy, Slippy lost his Slippy mind, who's going to be visible and who's not going to be visible?
Well, assuming you've told me the plan that
we'll
coming
spend that time explaining the plan, explaining the past.
Ribbit will go with his original plan. I think even more so now because he's feeling a bit lone wolfy. He still doesn't quite trust everyone. So so he will do the same plan. Just go invisible as close to the time as possible.
Oh,
and then he's got an hour.
If Hunter dies now, you're not even going to be able to be sad for him. You're just going to have to ignore his death.
I don't know. I think that.
Why does this make me want to kill myself?
Die.
Oh my god!
Right, because if you're gonna seeming, because are you gonna seeming them into Children of Silvermist, or are you going to turn into Gavin and we go down the route that they were fucking with the circle and we took them? Because if so, we're gonna have to get some rope and tie their hands together very loosely in some kind of slippy knot out so they can free themselves quickly. Or if you're going to seeming them into Children of Silvermist, we need to come up with a very convincing plan, because if if somebody above me opens up the portal or comes through that outranks me, we're fucked, because we're going to have some goddamn good explanation as to why there are fucking 10 children of Silvermist when there's supposed to be one.
So my plan is to have enough of us disguised as children of Silvermist that it overpowers those that are left.
Okay.
So that we have, enough grounds to say these were the people who were tampering with the portal. I called upon Meridia for help as it was known that she was in the area. She brought her troops along to help to capture these people with us.
Right, I don't have troops.
You wouldn't have troops?
No, I wouldn't have troops. There would be other Constantias or sisters or brothers.
Yeah.
But
Bitches.
I'm
My
currently
bad.
a battle sister, so I don't have troops.
So what we need then is a believable story for you of being in the area. Because he's already there doing this mission.
You know what? I don't even need a convincing story. So long as it's not a fucking honored saint or like any of that shit, that I can just go, well, I've got this relic of Silvermist, which is this sword that I'll pull out, and I can just say that I'm on a mission, and I can't tell you what's going on. It's not it doesn't concern you. It's from the Lelia herself. Because that's the only way I would get a weapon like this, which is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
who wants to be children of Silvermist, and who would do best as prisoners?
okay, well, Ribib is going to be invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a zombie and champion.
That's 8. That's enough, and then I can disguise myself.
Depending
I
on
was going to say,
We put champion the Pokeball,
yeah.
Okay.
depending on how long we're going to be, I've got mislead, so I can basically go invisible, doing my illusionary duplicate, make it look like that's in chains and like a bit roughed up.
Okay, that works.
And then I can be like stood like a few feet away, just totally invisible. And if things go wrong, I can always then cast stuff, do what I need to do, and then there's
That's
2 of me.
How long does it last?
Yeah, how long's that?
An hour.
Okay, mine's an hour too.
Okay. So who? So no, I mean no offense here, Meridia says, but Eve, Dayak, and Tia, compared to the size and robustness of the other 3, you look the 3 easiest overpowered to be captured.
Bitch! I have a potion of invisibility.
I'm in a suit of armor.
Seeming
True.
also doesn't affect height and stuff, or it does like an extra foot or something. So
Yeah.
anyone that's particularly small will look small still.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
just from a physicality sense of things, you 3 look the easiest overpowered. So,
How tall do you think I am?
Judging by the size of your
as well,
wrist,
so like in
you are
terms of
very
like getting out of
thin.
ropes.
Exactly.
Yeah, Eve can get out of rope.
Yeah.
If you guys are happy with that.
Because all we have to do is just put an easy slip knot on your hands and you can just cover it with the rest of your hands. So all you have to do is just pull your hands apart, and the knot will become undone.
Sure. Yeah, sounds like a plan.
I'll go invisible.
How likely would it be that an undead dragonborn would be a part of this sisterhood?
No, I can change anything.
Seeming will turn you into...
Seeming will turn you into generic child of Silvermist. I can almost purposefully make us look, as battle hardy or as different as you want to. It can be, and it's not concentration, so it can be up to 8 hours for anything you want to look like, really.
Well, Meridia, let's just
We could base them on people that we saw in Barovia. Sorry, Tia, go on.
Let's just say that if they are gonna do something uncomfortable to me, then I am going to say, you must say hello to my little friends. And that ain't nice.
I didn't catch a word of that then. What did you say, sorry?
So if they're going to do something unpleasant to me, all I can tell them is I'm going to tell them to say hello to my little friends. And that ain't nice.
That's fine. If shit goes down to you and you need to pull out your cannon and start blowing holes through Children of Silvermist, then by all means, and you see this kind of almost like what's the word? Enthusiastic smile spread across her face. You blow holes in those fuckers.
Well, is there
Oh
any
my
kind
God.
of a preferred costume?
Say how great the Lavia is constantly. That's a preferred custom. Say how wondrous and powerful and amazing and right and true and just and correct that the children of Silvermist are, and all of that mind-washed nonsense.
No, I
I
meant
think she
clothing.
meant costume.
Oh, costume. And
Well,
she just kind of she just
Although
looks
I
down
do
at
take that,
herself.
although I do take that into consideration as well. Thank you.
She just looks down at herself and goes, "This is the costume of Silvermist, really, but it depends on which house."
I would note that obviously with it being an illusionary spell, anything like a helmet or bulky armor would hold to fail up to physical inspection should it come to it. So just be wary if anybody tries to touch you or gets too close, then they could perhaps see through the spell. But I think
I
if
got
we're
it.
clever and quick about it, we can at least get somewhere with this.
Dayak actually has a armor of one of the captains of Silvermist.
Great. That's even better.
So you are suggesting that I should wrap myself in a barbed wire?
Not barbed wire, no. God, no.
I think they feel free to try at that point.
I like that idea. Sorry, Dave, did you say you had the armor of a captain of Silvermist?
I believe it was a captain, but you'd have to ask Matt. Someone reasonably important.
It is someone that you assigned the rank of a captain, like with their authority over some other soldiers they had. You don't think you ever learned exactly what their rank was, but it fills that kind of role. Yeah.
Can I have a look, Matt? What I know?
Yeah. Give me a history check. Bear in mind this is.
This is what?
I'm stopping myself from saying what I was going to say.
Okay. That is a 19.
Okay. Yeah. Judging by the symbolism of it, it looks slightly different to what you are familiar with. But you can tell this is a suit of armor from someone with the lady or lord rank from the Order of the Rose.
Oh, okay. Lady or lord. Okay. That's not a captain, Dayak. That is 2 ranks below, technically 2 ranks below what I was.
Officer, whatever it is.
You're foot
Officer
soldier,
enough.
Yeah. No. Foot soldier.
Well, I bossed foot soldiers around, so
I like it.
tell me.
Would
Right.
it help if we are all of your own rank, Meridia? Be more respected, believed?
I've just had an incredible idea.
Okay.
Matt, can I take the time to Lavender?
Mm-hmm.
When you cast Seeming, will my weapon stay as it is?
I can change it if you like.
No, I want it to stay as it is.
Sure.
Matt, can I spend my time explaining in detail to Lavender what a member of the Shroud would look like?
Oh. Would you know
Because
in detail what a member of the Shroud would look like?
so from my knowledge of walking around Phaeoxino, they pass through Phaeoxino and they walk around and we just get out of the way of them. That's practice. You just move out of the way. So I would know what in essence what they walk around wearing. I wouldn't know what they would go out specifically on mission wise looking like, but I would know what they would look like walking around in Phaeoxino enough to still be recognized as a member of the Shroud.
Okay. In that case, you would basically describe, again, in non-on a mission attire, the easiest way to identify a member of the Shroud is that the flamboyance and the stained armor, the look at me, I am a member of the faith appearance, is not there on Order of the Shroud members.
Yes.
It's you would still see the color patterns, the stained armor appearance, but that would be like woven into neat trim on very elegant, sometimes more slim fit, sometimes not, kind of robes, almost like noble like attire, but not in a flashy sense. It is practical, it is clearly religious and ornate, but it is purposely designed to A, not be a burden, B, be discarded at any moment, and C, be not attention grabbing in the same way.
It is not a bad shout if it means less bulky armor for me to conjure.
Yes,
Would
because
be-
if you can do that on me, depending on who opens up the porcelain, depending on where we go, I could basically get people to just leave us the fuck alone.
All right.
But
We have the slot.
but this is risky because I haven't been around in the order properly for was it 6 years, Matt?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 years, and things have changed since I've been away. So this is a kind of Hail Mary plan. And I'm saying this to all of you. This goes south quickly. But if it works, then by fuck do we have a kind of almost get out of jail free card to be left alone. And I can just kind of maneuver you guys around, and if someone tries to stop us, I can just be like, this does not concern you.
I mean,
But
just
if
going
they've
through, so it's
changed
not
what
good.
they wear, and if they've changed their attire, and they've changed how they're signified and looked, without a justifiable reason that we can come up with, this may go wrong.
I mean, it could go wrong at any moment. Anybody could see through us. But it just might get us a little further than we would.
Exactly. And it will stop. There's a potential that it may stop a certain number of questions. Because if I just go, if we open up and they look at me in shroud attire with you, I can just go, I was called in to fix this one's fuck up. And all you have to do is look very sullen and just stay quiet. You don't have to try and bullshit your way out then. But you can, but you don't have to. And I can just be like, this one fucked up. I was pulled in to fix it. It's a very important thing. Why I'm here doesn't concern you. Get out of the way.
So, would it look like very weird if you capture the barista?
Yeah.
Any suggestion of a costume I should have?
If you're just a prisoner, then just looking like you look like would be great.
I don't really look very rough though. Maybe I should
Misa can
apply
help
some
with this.
From the shadows comes the voice.
Okay, so final list for me then. Hunter's drinking invisibility potion. Rivet's
Mhm.
going invisible. Who is having seeming cast on them? Give me names.
Which plan do you want to do?
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
So that would be you,
Yeah.
Eve.
No.
No, sorry, you, Teffel,
Yeah.
with
Fog.
also changing Teffel's
Appearance.
appearance.
Yeah. Fog.
Thog.
Moreau's going to go invisible and
Yeah,
then we've
use
got
that
these
clone ability.
3
yeah,
plus our silent
zombie friend.
friend, who will just be a stoic, run-of-the-mill guard-looking person.
Okay. Wait, Dayak, can I have that Lord armor?
Yeah, we'll put
Put the
armor
Lord
on.
armor on the zombie.
Yeah, no problem.
Amazing. We'll dress the zombie up.
Also, can they put the homunculus on Meridia's back for purposes of guidance?
Fantastic.
Would you want me
I've
to
said
be
it
very
now,
sullen?
Matt.
Would you want me to be very sullen or very feisty? I can be both.
You can do whatever you want. You're a prisoner, so however you would act as a prisoner, Tia, just go natural.
I would just pout.
Then that works for me.
Same.
You said too attractive when you said do that.
I'll rest my raven on.
Oh, I just
And
got
just
it.
for timing's sake, can we do this like, providing there are no other sort of indicators of anything happening until then, we'll hold the spell until like just before midday.
Cool.
And before, sorry, I've just got back. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Before they cast the spell, whoever's going to be doing the main speaking, if you let Moreau know, he will give you a bardic inspiration.
Meridia.
Hey, friend.
Ready? Yeah. So before the spell's cast, bardic inspiration will be yours.
Amazing.
How long do bardic inspirations last?
I think it's like 30 minutes, but let me check. I'm trying to remember from like last time. It's a decent amount of time. It's not.
I want to say it's like 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Okay. So
10 minutes.
you want to you cast
Why don't you
this
throw-
just before.
Yeah, why don't you throw a
midday.
bardic at me when the portal opens?
Yeah. When the portal opens, I can do it because it does. It wouldn't. Because it's not an attack. It's not a spell.
Cool.
It would.
Lavender,
Fuck, I'm nervous now. I'm really fucking nervous now.
Yes, Tia.
just wondering, have you used a lot of your spells already?
Only the one for the seeming.
Oh, okay. If you need anything, I can recover your spells a little bit quicker if that's needed. Ever?
That's amazing. You're a warlock, so yes.
Instead of 1 hour, just for 10 minutes. Just take a nap.
Do you mean I have to take an hour to gain the spell back?
No, as in instead of 1 hour, you only need 10 minutes.
Oh,
Oh
well, if
my
we've got
god.
I
Alright then.
assume if you are of certain power based on the books I have read, maybe?
Tell you what then. Quarter
I
to
don't know
12.
if that works for you.
Yes.
Quarter to 12 will cast Seaman. 5 to 12 in
10
that
to
10
12.
minutes. I'll take that spell slot back then. Thanks, Tia.
It's called catnap. It makes our short rest a lot shorter.
Ah, a catnap. Me and Mushroom used
I
to
like
take those
to
all the
call
time.
it. I like to call it a power nap.
That's great and very useful to you.
It's
Thank
very
you.
nice.
What if-
Nice when I'm working long hours.
Sorry, Teffel?
I was just thinking, like, because if we do all this literally right before 12, what if they're staking this out?
I mean, we've done
Or
perception
what if
checks
they're
and-
scrying?
I mean, we've also slept here for the last like 10 hours.
Yeah, too
Yeah,
late now.
so they know, they could know that we're here.
Right, but on the off chance that
I'm
they
just pointing it out.
don't.
I mean, if it goes south, it goes south. It depends. It just basically we're just betting on how far we can get in before it all goes south.
Sorry, Hunter, can I just check? Is your familiar on me? Just because obviously I'm invisible.
Hunter.
Hello, sir. He may be away. I will check with him.
Okay.
I am invisible, so there will be a bird floating on me.
Zombie has obviously appeared to be non-zombified. He just appears like a regular person.
Yeah.
but
because he's
will
already
not
got the
speak.
armor on, so it's fine.
He's got the armor on,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he's a lord, so he would definitely know not to speak in the presence of a shroud member unless spoken
Right.
to. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It'd be a lady because it was female armor.
Either or.
I can change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Does the raven do touch spells as well as the homunculus?
I believe so. It's fine familiar.
If you're invisible, then I would need all the help I'm going to fucking get.
Bird on one shoulder, familiar on the other.
Yeah, the homunculus can be on my back. The bird like could be on the hilt of my sword or something. Like I'm chill either way.
Okay, so story straight. These prisoners of ours, I failed
You failed
in trying to get the teleportation circle in time.
Yeah.
We found it.
Your failure was noted. I was sent to find out what was going. We don't say teleportation circle. What you were sent to do, you failed at.
Yeah.
It was important. I was sent to check up on you. Found you under duress from Lee's folk.
Prisoners.
And
with the help of
with the help of the retinue that was sent to, in fact, all of you that are under seeming were sent to do this because it was that important that multiple members were sent. You all failed. Your absence was noted from the time of completion expected upon you. I was sent to find you. I was sent to check on things. Found you all under duress from these. With my help, we overcame these people who were interrupting what you were supposed to be doing. And now I am all taking you back to be done with as I will. Yeah?
Everybody
I'm
clear?
so glad. I'm so glad I'm invisible. I'm so bad at lines.
Oh, don't
I'm so
worry.
glad I'm a
I'm bound to
prisoner.
fuck it up.
I'm terrible at acting.
Right.
At least just look sad and just stare at my feet.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify,
Well,
Meridia, are you looking like a member of the Shroud?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I'm looking like a member of the Shroud.
With this
Yeah.
plan in play, go on, Tia.
oh, sorry. Just wanted to say you don't need acting when you're passed out. Ding!
Tia knocks herself out.
So, with this plan in place, with spells beginning to be cast, it's getting closer and closer to midday. The rain is still coming down. It's quite gloomy at the minute. It's properly overcast now. Still not torrential rain, but it's enough to be uncomfortable to be out in for too long. The spells begin to be cast. The seeming goes up. A rose mislead goes up. And that is where we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Sweet.
Nice.
See you all at 21 minutes past.
So fucking nervous.
Same.
Why
This
did I
could go
say
very
this?
badly.
It's nice to do something that's not just jump in and kill it.
Yeah.
Like once. Right.
I wish I'd remembered to
Yeah,
set up
guys.
my psychic link. Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Just imagine them all capturing a barista. Like, where did this one come from?
Are we all ready to go?
Hola. Your customary.
Speak now if you're not here.
Haha. Trade roll.
Are we ready?
No.
Well, it is 1 minute past what I said. So, I'm going to pour
sweating.
my Pepsi, and then we're
I'm,
going to
I'm
kick
actually
things off.
sweating.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. All the spells have been cast. The theming is up. The mislead is is up. Lavender, you are halfway through getting your spell slot back when Ribbip and Moreau hear movement somewhere to the west. As you look over, you can see not quite running, but power walking down the path. There are 3 male members of the Church of Silvermist power walking down the road towards the inn. They're clearly not trying to hide themselves, and as you are all so close to the road and mid doing what you're doing, you guys aren't particularly hidden either. What are you doing?
I will whisper to anyone. Hey, you see these guys? Oh, good luck.
I'm pretty sure I'm asleep, aren't I?
You're just chilling for 10 minutes. You're
I thought it was a nap.
It's called cat,
Oh,
but it's basically a short rest.
I have a possible way of dealing with this, but I'd lose my invisibility and it might not specifically work.
I'll just 1v3
Stay
them.
invisible.
Stay invisible.
You
It's
can
at
talk
this
to them,
point
right?
that they get close enough to see you all.
Okay, I look like a Shroud member right now, right?
You do.
Okay, fantastic.
The one in the lead slows slightly as he sees you, but keeps on walking towards the tavern.
Right, what do they look like, Matt?
You could tell instantly that they all seem to be of the Lord rank, 3 males. 2 in the back are members of the Rose. The one in the front is a member of the Chalice.
Okay, amazing.
As they're walking down the road, the other 2 kind of have to slow down because of the one in front. They hadn't noticed you. He looks over and takes eyes of the situation, kind of frowns but with a smile on the face, and begins with, all right then, why couldn't you get your own per? As he sees Meridia. The smile fades slightly, and he just cuts his sentence off.
I lift my chin up and look down my nose at him. I'm sorry, were you beginning to address me?
Give me an intimidation check.
Let's go.
+4. Well, plus a D4 rather.
Plus a D4, amazing. Okay, that is 12.
He doesn't say anything. He just comes to a stop, bows his head slightly, and says, "After you, my lady?" questioningly and pointing towards the tavern.
I will nod my head at him slowly and go, "That's what I thought you said." And then I'll turn around to look at Galen.
I will hang my head.
And then I will look at the other 3 members of Children and go, "Come along then, and bring them with you. I haven't got time for this." And we'll begin making my way towards the shack.
Riddick is going to hold back and
I'll
try and follow
stop
from behind.
halfway. I'll stop just as we get to the portal on the left, and I'll turn back and look at the 3 there and go, "Names, rank."
The one in the front looks down at his feet, says, "Lord, my lady, Joshua." He punches the one on his left with his elbow, like, "Speak up." He goes, "Schmidt, your lady." And the other one, this one, seems a little bit more dubious. He kind of doesn't seem to know what's really going on. Clearly a bit of a novice. He looks over and says, "Robert, my lady."
I'll wait 5 seconds and I'll tap my foot and go, "Rank!"
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm a lord too, my lady.
I'll take 5 feet a step towards him and go, "Who is your sister superior?"
Well, now you're going to have to make Matt look at his notes properly.
This is
Now I gotta read.
This is specifically towards Robert.
Lord Josh, Lord Robert, Lord Bob.
Lord Schmidt.
Hiya. I'm in the game, guys. Hi, Mom.
Sister Superior Baynor, my lady.
It seems that she needs to learn how to teach her novices with a little bit more respect. And then I'll turn back to Galen and I'll click my fingers and go, "Did I say stop?" You can't control the bird.
Oh, I can't control the bird.
No, the raven is on me, Matt, but it's not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. As you all begin making your way over through the rain, they all just stand there with their heads kind of bowed, not so much out of reverence, but more out of fear. And they do allow you all to proceed first. Unfortunately, this will interrupt that bringing back of the spell slot, at least for the time being.
Or
I'm shifting you all over for ease, but let me know where you all, like, feel free to move your tokens to where you are actually stood.
I would definitely be outside the door, like ushering everybody in. And as I'm going past, because they're still away, I'm just going, "I'm sorry, I don't mean it. I'm sorry, I don't mean it. I'm sorry."
Don't do anything that gives you away.
Yeah, cool. But it looks like I'm just whispering to you. So.
Yeah. Can Moreau's going with the other prisoners as duplicate, but can him, the invisible self, be like in this corner here?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and stay behind these 3 fellas as they're coming in. Probably staying near this area.
Okay. They will approach, but they will only wait. They will only approach up to that point. Almost like forming an orderly queue. They will not try and take first position. They will not try and go at the same time as Meridia. They know better than that. It's only a few minutes until the scheduled portal opening. Is anyone doing anything in that time, or is there just an awkward silence? Because I can tell you now, these guys are not striking up a conversation by choice, at least.
Just
exactly. Meridia's
stoic.
Meridia's just going to be outside, like tapping her foot and just being like, "I don't have the time for this."
Invisible Moreau's going to walk up behind Meridia and do his inspiration by whispering putting his hand on her armor and just whispering in her ear, "You got this. and then he's going to give Bardic Inspiration, and then going back in.
Nice.
Do I see any bartender over here?
Any bartenders?
Yep, it's supposed to be an inn or, innkeeper.
There is nothing but destroyed wood.
Darn.
I really
we-
want
It is
Just to check, did we tie them yet? Because if not, we could use this tie to tie them.
What do you mean? I'm already tied.
Yeah, no, we would have. We would
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
them up and
if we've
shit.
tied them, then that's fine.
It is very close to midday. You can tell again as this inn is very like broken to pieces. The soldiers of Lelia can see right through it. You can tell the one at the front seems a little bit agitated, giving some odd glances in you guys' direction, but just distracts himself, looks away, doesn't say anything.
I see if maybe if get an inkling as to whether they're suspicious or whether they're just like being off put.
Give me an insight check.
Disadvantage because I've still got one level of exhaustion, I think.
Hey.
Okay. That's a 22. Okay.
Okay. You
Help
can
me out
tell he
with this.
doesn't. Go on, Tia. What are you saying?
Trying to whisper to those guys. Can you help me out with this?
You're trying to whisper to the soldiers to help you out.
Yeah, God damn it.
They seem to be paying you no attention. It's like the more you try and get their attention, the more their heads turn the other way. They're not
This
even
son of a
willing to
gun.
like reprimand you for what you're trying to do. Moreau, you can tell that the lead one, the other two don't seem to be paying any attention. They're just, solemn and quiet. The lead one seems to be paying particular attention to Teffel, and is seemingly a bit agitated.
Okay.
I told you guys.
We'll just keep an eye on him and see if he does anything or gets any more suspicious, gets any more ideas into his head.
Okay. Another minute passes, and you hear a subtle crackling noise. It only lasts for a few moments before the crackling turns into a whoosh. As it does, a very subtle, but in the overcast rain, noticeable at this distance, purple beam of light shoots up from the center of the tavern. As it does, the floor of the tavern seems to warp and twist, almost turning into a spiral that forms then into like a purpley liquid before a shimmering gate appears. It's a beautiful sight, only as it is not an upright gate, it is one in the floor. As it does, you see the floor disappear from underneath Teffel. And
Oh, no.
as soon as this thing opens, Teffel is swallowed by it and teleported away.
Oh.
I guess we're going in.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
As a part of the show, Meridia just puts like her hand in her head and goes, "Oh, why must I be here? Everybody in now. Prisoners through first."
I'll come around this side and help shove these guys in.
You all step through one by one, dropping into this portal as you would drop into a swimming pool. There is a brief pull. You feel a swirl of purples and blues as you are pulled through this portal. A teleportation like you have experienced before. Only this one feels faster, like you're moving at great speed. You see the lattice work of the Divine Gate pass you by as you know you enter the outer planes, and you find yourself suddenly not falling, but stepping. Like your legs are moving on their own accord. One by one, you step out from an archway, an empty stone archway. There is no portal in it. You just appear. As you do, you take a look around, your eyes adjust. It's a lot brighter here than it just was in the overcast rain, and it's a lot louder. You have stepped onto a cross section of a very busy street. 4 streets intersecting at this stone archway you find yourselves under. As you look around, buildings tower around you, some 1 or 2 stories, some 3 or 4. There are people everywhere on the streets. It's not quite as busy as like the center of Waterdeep, but it's just that perfect density where there is vibrance and life, but without it being overcrowded. As you look around, you see people of all races, all sizes, speaking all sorts of languages. You see down one end of the street a fire genasi talking to a gnome. Down the other, you see a tiefling talking to an Asmal with their wings already outstretched, just chatting away. Others, more mundane conversations, common races you see around the Sword Coast. But it's clearly an immense mixing pot of cultures and species going on here. Most notably, as you look up into the sky, you see the city that you're standing in, as overhead you see a great wheel, a wheel surrounding the top of a mountain. This city in which you stand is seemingly donut shaped, and as you look in one direction you see the sky, and as you look in the other you see the ground to the left and right of you. Gravity is weird here, and this is ever so slightly disorientating. This is what you see.
Oh.
It is
Um,
Treasure Planet. Yay. It's the port from Treasure Planet, except that was a half moon, but still, same thing.
Are we on Halo right now?
Nah.
Literally.
as you look around, Ribbit, with your passive perception, you see someone who has clocked all of you. He seems to be doing it quite subtly. He's trying to, not be too obvious that he's looking in your direction. As you clock him, you can tell he's looking you over, trying to make his mind up about something. Takes a small step towards you and then not, and then he does. This gentleman is very finely dressed, cane in hand, flowing nice coat over him, wool around the hood, and a very fancy top hat sits above his head. Very neat mustache glides across his face. And it seems to make his mind up about something. It's only been 5 or 6 seconds since you stepped through this portal, and he seems to have jumped at an opportunity. He saddles up to all of you, and now you all take a look at this man. Newton Burns, nice to meet you all. Pleasure. I can see by your upwards gazes you are all new to Sigil. Welcome. First time for you all. Yes, yes.
No. If you will excuse us, we're slightly busy.
He seems to give you a once over, and his eyes go wide. He goes, "Oh, I do apologize. I didn't notice. Apologies. Well, if you just 10 seconds for your prisoners at least. sorry, I know I shouldn't, but if any of you happen to escape these ones, I know it's very unlikely, but well, a lot of people in Sigil, they find themselves here for a while. If you ever need my services, a guide perhaps, you shall find me. I am in amongst the crossroads here almost every day. Good luck to you with your captors. He tips his hat towards you and those of you dressed in the Silver Mist regalia.
When he was looking at us, did it seem like he could see me or any of us that were invisible?
He did not look at any of you, no.
Okay, cool. No worries.
But he seems to have tried his luck, and with the rebuttal, he's instantly got that, okay, never mind, demeanor about him. Tips his hat to the those of you dressed in the Laelia regalia, and takes a few steps back before looking back over the prisoners amongst you, giving you a wink and strolling off down the street, twirling his cane.
So he doesn't knock off me. Look a bit like. Could I get a sense that he's like on the level, or is he basically like me? Is he full on charlatan?
Give me an insight check.
Give me a con man check.
Would I get advantage on this to make it a straight roll, given that basically, Moreau's like kind of this is very much his wheelhouse. He's like, was this guy looking for marks, or was it?
I am not going to give you advantage.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. I was just trying to look.
Forget.
Was so close to being good. Dirty 20.
The reason I don't give you advantage is because while he seems flamboyant, it seems more like his dress and his attitude is more of like street performer trying to impress tourists rather than being a con man. He was more trying to capture an audience with charm rather than. He doesn't give you that vibe of swindler, like ulterior motive. He just strikes you as a bit of a performer.
Thinks to himself, amateur, and leave the alone.
Okay. A
Right.
few moments pass before stepping out from the same archway, the three members of the Church of Silver Mist step out too. They don't say anything. They just give you a nod in Meridia's direction, and then they begin walking down the street. The first few steps being facing Meridia still in almost a subtle bow before they then turn to leave.
Meridia will kind of look at the ones dressed in the Silver Mist regalia and kind of like push her hands forwards as if to be like, well, let's follow them if that's what we're doing, and then take a couple of steps forward and begin to follow in the direction that they're going.
Are we psychically linked still?
No.
So no, I forgot to turn it on before we went invisible. I kind of
That's been
want,
really useful.
yeah, I kind of because I want to, as we're moving, try and duck down a side street while sort of following behind you and do it then, just in case I activate something and lose my invisibility, and then try and turn it on before anyone notices. But I won't be able to connect to the invisible people unless they happen to be within 10 feet of me. But if I find a quiet alleyway, I would like to dip in and establish a psychic link.
Okay. There are plenty of alleyways as you begin to follow the other soldiers of Lelalia. You can't guarantee that they are all that any of them are going to be quiet for long. None of them seem to be the same kind of, like with poor building design in some of the major cities on the Sword Coast. Some would be narrow, some would not be. Some would be like remnants of buildings just having to squash up next to each other, and some would be intentionally placed. Every alleyway here, though narrower than the main street, does seem to be intentionally built that way, and they all do seem to be, though not as often, to be being used by foot traffic. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Let's go. Do I get advantage because I'm currently invisible? Question mark?
Technically, you do.
Yes. Roll them bones. That's a 29.
Cool. You managed to duck into an alleyway that you can tell, at least from the foot traffic that you can see, no one's about to try and enter for a few moments.
So I will try and establish a link
Cool.
in that case with Meridia, Lavender, Tia, Eve, and if Hunter or Moreau happen to be within 10 feet of me, them. If not, Dog, because Dayak always ignores me. Although I don't know that, so
Probably
Dayak.
would have. Yeah, Moreau probably would have stayed with the group. He wouldn't have followed. He wouldn't have been able to see you, so he would have followed you off.
So yeah, probably Dayak or Thog in that case. But basically everyone who's visible, essentially.
Okay.
And I also need to roll a d20.
You do.
That's fine, it passed, so I don't lose my invisibility, and I catch up with the group.
Cool. How long is this one lasting for?
Oh, yes. Come on, big number. 8 hours, not bad.
Cool.
I will also just send a very brief message to everyone, just confirming that we're all connected, and that if they need to contact anyone else, I will relay a message.
Right.
Awesome.
You immediately hear in your head, "Oh, thank God!"
We really should have thought of that earlier. Let's try and follow these guys subtly. Let's hang back, but not lose them. See where they're going.
Definitely. While Meridia is walking, Matt, I'm going to do that kind of like, that kind of noble thing where they kind of look to the left and look to the right as they're walking around, almost as if they're bored. But what I want to do is I want to keep a lookout for any other children of Silvermist to see if there's any sort of one direction that any of them are kind of moving in, to see if we're going in the main direction or if there's any more of them just kind of flittering about, moving around.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay. My perception is dog. That would be a 10.
Okay, good to know. As you make your way through the streets, you can tell. In fact, let me just do this. Boop. Might take a second to load for some of you. It is very high resolution. Let me just.
What
wow.
a fucking map.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
God.
Oh, my God.
This is nice.
I could sit here all day. You will have to let us view this.
If any of you want to have a look at it properly, if you right click on this and open link in a new tab, you can zoom in on the one it opens for you. So it's in high resolution.
To the pinboard!
But as you make your way through the streets, having this lookout for other soldiers of Eulalia, first of all, it's quite easy to navigate, as the subtle curvature of this wheeled city allows you to see the street layout a certain distance ahead of you. So you can see landmarks and large buildings all over the place as you're making your way through. You don't notice any other soldiers or members of the Church of Silvermist. However, you do notice that as people notice you coming the other way down the street, they give you all a wide berth. And the more this happens, the more you realize they're not so much doing it because they see the Shroud member Meridia. They're doing this because they see some of you in the armor of the Church of Silvermist. Clearly, the average person on the street here knows that you are in this form, trouble and to be avoided.
Amazing.
Right.
All of us know this, or would it be
All of you would
just
notice this,
no,
yes.
that's
Mm,
cool?
I think that would bolster us a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, I think although Lavender as what's his name? Galen is trying to be forlorn under the gaze of his superior, would kind of pull back his shoulders and look a little prouder and be giving people dirty look. Well, not dirty looks, but imposing, let's say, as they pass us through.
Okay. Good to know. You pass through several other streets, only making turns every now and again, as the linear nature of the city doesn't really require you to. Until eventually the children of Silvermist that you're following turn off to your left. They make their way through very jagged looking buildings, a few seemingly abandoned, almost like fortress pillars. As they do, they make their way across an opening, a wide street which few people are traveling down. Again, people seem to be avoiding this specific area, and you see them cross between two outpost buildings and begin to ascend a set of stairs over a cavern, a crevasse in this great wheel. And they seem to enter a very large domed building. There's a smaller dome on top of it towards the rear, and jagged peaks protruding from all around it. You hang back on the other side of the street as you can tell they haven't noticed that you've been tailing them. On the outside, these two smaller outposts seem to be like guard posts for the stairs. They appear to have two guards in one of them, huddled around a fire. On the wall on the outside, it reads etched into the stone. The multiverse is a mortuary. Everything's dead. Some are just more dead than others. Scrawled over it in graffiti is written, "And now so are they," with a symbol of Lalalia etched underneath. This is the building you are currently looking at. What would you guys like to do?
Telepathically, Lavender will just go, well, that's cheerful.
He's not going to head in if people are heading in. He's going to send his duplicate in, looking through their eyes, but he's going to invisibly hive off to the to a side street where he won't be seen, and just kind of keep an eye out, looking through his eyes, because he's probably aware of the spell. I don't think we last. How long have we been doing this?
It's only taking you about 20 minutes to get here.
20 minutes. So yeah, he doesn't want to get himself like stuck inside if there's going to be something. So he's going to stay outside, but look through his duplicate's eyes, so he's aware of what's going on and keeping notes.
I think it might be useful to have at least one of us on the outside, but Moreau isn't linked, right? Or is he?
No, I couldn't link
I'm
to
not
any
linked.
invisible people
No,
because
no.
I wasn't within 10 feet.
You really should have come in with more of a plan.
If
I was not
We didn't
expecting
know what
this.
we
Yeah,
meant.
I was not expecting this.
I mean, if I
Jeez.
become within 10 feet of the invisible people, I'm aware of their presence, so I could potentially whisper to them.
That's all good. That's all good. I will. Did you say there were guards about that?
You can tell there are two on guard within the within one of like these outposts, basically at the base of the stairs. But you can tell as they seem to be huddled around a fire, cooking something, chatting. They don't seem to be on guard. They seem to be very laxed with the current state of fear that surrounds their presence here.
Ribbit, is there any chance that you can see if you can find Moreau? Ask him to do a once around the place, see if there's a alternative entrance or something like that. I just think if we waltz through the front door, they may have some kind of magic detecting or something that might blow our cover. If we sneak in a different way, we can perhaps talk our way out of it.
Sorry, did you say you also want me to go around and have a look? Misa happy to do this, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, Misa can do this.
Okay, hearing that, just so it doesn't look weird that we're just all kind of stood around doing nothing, I would like to, in a very sort of low voice, enough so that it doesn't carry.
Public flogging.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I want a kind of low stern, and I want to make it look like I'm giving all of the Children of Silver Mist members a stern talking to, in case the guards look over and get a bit like, what's going on over there?
Okay, good to know. Give me a performance check.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Is my performance? Not bad. I think I'm going to use my bardic now.
I think it might have ended.
It has definitely
Oh
ended.
yeah, 20 minutes, yeah.
But
You still have the D4 from.
amazing.
So have the
Guidance.
D4.
Fantastic.
That'll do.
That will do. That won't do. That's 12.
Okay.
No.
You think that will
So,
really do?
8,
9.
9,
That's
10,
you.
11, 12, 13.
That's
Oh, I'm looking at me.
yeah.
My bad.
I would like to use Flash of Genius to add +5 to your performance.
Amazing. 17.
You really think that will do?
Okay. Weirdly, you seem to draw more attention than you already were, as now every now and again one of the guards sat around the campfire just gives you a glance. You can tell he's kind of chuckling with the other one, like, haha, they're getting in trouble, kind of bantering with each other.
Amazing. That's fine. If they begin to move towards us, that's when I'll change tact. But this is what I'm still doing
Okay.
while Ribbip is off and around.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to try and search the perimeter and look for any point of egress or ingress.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, I was born to do
Well,
this.
I'll probably follow. Well, I can't follow, but I'm probably doing a similar thing as well. So I'm
Okay.
happy to either. I don't know if you give advantage or it would be me rolling separately.
Just imagine if you two are doing the same thing in the opposite directions and bumping.
Yeah,
into each
as
other.
you're both invisible, I'd say separately.
Perception.
Oh, sorry. Just take the first number. Sorry, it's just a 27.
Same number, 18.
Okay. Moving around the outside, apart from the like the brief crevasse that's like around the front of this building, the rest of it seems to be more approachable. You can walk right up to the side of it if you wish. It has a very jaggedy star-like structure. It's not your average. It's not your average building. However, there do not seem to be any windows in it whatsoever. There also don't seem to be any other doors. Not until you get all the way around to the very back, in where there is a secondary smaller staircase which leads up to a wooden but with iron reinforced on it door that appears to be closed and is unguarded.
I'll report all that information back.
Yeah, I've seen it as well. I'll circle back to the main group and try and whisper in someone's ear.
Okay, good to know.
I think we aim for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just making sure Ribbit and Moreau's tokens have seen what they need to see. So it's visible on their map. But if you guys are planning to do something here, I will put you on the map.
Oh god.
I was gonna say the only thing I'd want to look at are these like towers around it. Like, are they connected? But-
The large ones you can see on that picture. Let me just double check so I'm not lying to you. They all do seem to be attached to the building itself, and they only seem to be accessible from within the main structure. There are no doors or windows on the ground floor for any of these things.
And are they very tall?
Uh,
Just wondering about the possibility of teleporting onto the top and going down.
they are. They are about 60 to 65 feet tall.
Okay, so not too bad.
Um,
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yes, map. Put on map. Put on.
Map time.
Sorry, it's really far down from every other map I've got. I've lost what map I was putting on. There you are. Doo-doo.
There we are. I found us.
Amazing. Right. If Ribbit is relaying information to us, did you go left or right?
I would say right.
Is that the way that you went, Matt? Where you showing him stuff?
I just assumed they went all the way around.
Yeah, I probably would have
Oh,
gone
right,
round
okay.
because I think I was hoping to cross Moreau as well. Maybe whisper
Right.
to him. Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Also, sorry, how long has it been?
After you've
Yeah.
zipped around that, it'd probably take you 10 minutes if you're trying to be quiet about it.
Okay, cool. So we've got about half an hour left.
Yeah. So
I can put mine back on, but I don't know about Moreau.
Yeah.
yes, I can. Yeah.
If we need to.
If you both kind of signal that you're back, and in our heads we are all like, okay, this is the game plan. We're going to go to the right. We're going to go to the other door. I'll kind of pick my voice up as if I'm kind of ending the lecture for the show for these people by the campfire. And I'll just kind of look at all of them and go, and by the grace of the Lavia, if any of you try something as ridiculous or stupid like that again, then I will put you in front of the honoured saints yourselves and you can explain to them exactly why you thought that was a good idea. Now, follow me this way. And can I shoot a glance over to those two and see what they're looking or doing?
Again, they seem to be smiling and looking in your direction, but the second your gaze goes over, theirs snaps back to their food and the smiles disappear.
Okay, what regalia are they wearing?
They are both Chalice members.
Chalice members. Do they look like lords, novices,
Both lords.
Constantias? Both lords. Okay, amazing. And then I will kind of lead off, clicking as I do so, towards the way that Ribbit explained everything down this way.
Okay. In that case, I will just move you all in one go because it'll be
Yeah.
easier. All moving around the outside.
10 D&D members round the outside, round the outside, round the outside.
Boop and a boop. You find yourselves around the back of the structure.
Amazing. I will attempt to open the door.
You attempt to open it, and it is locked.
Fantastic. Who's good at lockpicking? Open question to the group. Who's good at picking
Misa,
doors?
Misa, very good with these.
I might be able to help, but I've never tried it before.
Misa, good with the old lockpickies.
Ribbit,
What?
you're up.
What tools do you need?
Misa have some thieves' tools.
Fantastic.
Oh, do I have them? Excellent.
Slippy boy.
Yeah, so I'll communicate that, and I guess just plop, 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 plop.
Slap, 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 slap,
Just
slap.
before we do that, do you want to just ensure that there's no magic in the lock or something?
Yes, I will check for mundane traps. Can someone else look for maybe magic traps? Misa not so good with that.
Yes, I will throw a detect magic out.
Okay. Give me a investigation check, Ribbit, as well.
Investigation. I'm okay at that. Normal.
I can help. I've got a
advantage.
+6. I will also help investigate.
Okay, cool.
Do you mind?
Sounds like an advantage. Oh, yeah, sure then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Equally
it
as
was
good.
destiny. Destined.
Both of you having a look at this, it's clear that there's no tampering that's been done with the lock. There's no trap built into this door. It seems to be quite an old door. However, there does seem to be an addition that has been put onto the door. With the detect magic, you get a glimmer of abjuration magic, and as you follow said glimmer, you can see very small around the outside of the lock. There are tiny runes etched in that are glowing and primed.
Mm-hmm. Can you?
So, do you see anything?
Yes, don't touch it. It's got abjuration on it.
I'm literally like the lockpicks are about to go in. Oh,
Nope. Can you go back and ask our friend Moreau if he has a dispel magic at all?
Would it trigger anti with the spell it?
Moreau,
Sorry.
Moreau will come up and if I still come up and go, I can dispel it, but if I do, I'll lose my invisibility.
Don't worry, I can do it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Sure.
Go to your go.
yay!
I would like to cast the spell magic on
Bring
it.
the prisoner up.
Okay.
The rest of you, come up behind us so we're hiding what he's doing.
What level are you casting it at?
Level 3 because I can't cast much higher.
Okay, cool. Always worth asking. You cast the detect magic, and as there is a brief shimmer and a brief molding of magical signatures through your detect magic, Lavender, you see as Tia steps back, the magical signature has disappeared from the door.
Fuck yes.
All right. You're good to go, Ribbit.
Slip us in.
Okey-dokey.
Slip us
And so I will use my thief tools. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
You struggle. It takes you a few attempts. This is a very tricky, very old, very complex lock. But eventually, click, you get it. And you can hear the door unlock.
Amazing.
Bloody hell.
Should
The door
Misa
hasn't
peek,
looked so-
or should the Silver Mist people peek?
You open the door and peek, and I'll stand here and look like I'm opening the door. That way we can both get a good look.
It's a good plan, fish lady. Over and out.
Aquatic friends for life.
So yeah, I'm going to stay very low to the ground and push the door open carefully and creep in, making sure there's not a person right in front of me.
Okay.
There's not! Fabulous.
As you
Ow.
do, you can tell it is very dimly lit on the inside. You see stone floors and stone walls, all barren, bare, and dusty in three different directions. There are no signs of life or movement in front of you.
Amazing. I'm gonna throw my hand back and like hand signal everybody to come up.
Yeah.
And then I'll kind of, with my gauntleted hand, kind of give the Slippy Boy a little bit of a push forward so I don't step on him and walk forwards. Oh fuck me.
Yeah, so I'm going to explain that there's a door to, well, if we're coming in the door, it's our left, but on the screen, right,
Yeah,
and a door directly ahead of us, and a longer corridor off to the other side.
There are so many doors.
And there are lots of doors.
Lots of
There's
doors.
many, many doors.
Yes. Okay. Why don't we do this one by one? Slippy boy, why don't you?
Any more detect magics before we do anything?
Perfect. Yes.
You do not detect anything magical within range, no.
Incredible.
Doesn't look like there's any more abjuration or anything on these doors in this immediate vicinity.
Amazing. Okay. Let's try this door here, I guess, if we just do it one by one.
Do you think True Sight would help you?
True sight?
I have it.
Just true sight that
I-
you see through walls and shit?
Indeed.
I don't know.
It also sees hidden passages.
It doesn't let you see
So-
through walls.
No, but I do have something else if we get close to something.
I know a simple way
That
that we
was
can see
go-
through walls.
Yeah, it's up to an hour, so I will drop that true sight.
I was going to suggest I can cast Arcane Eye.
Oh,
Oh, yes, Dayak, yeah!
that would be better.
Go, 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 go!
Yes.
That definitely sounds much better than whatever I had in mind. To see through walls, but not technically through walls because there won't be any wall left.
While this is going on, I think Ribbit's going to slowly creep down this corridor and try and suss out what's going on over this way.
I'm going to drop a puppy onto the map. That can be the arcane eye.
Is I'm just looking it up now. Ba, 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 ba. So is arcane eye? It's just like a
really good.
portable eye.
Yeah. It's what Moroni
Yeah, I can move about. It can't go through solid surfaces or solid barriers.
I think I will. Sorry, go on.
But it can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch in diameter. So basically,
Any
the keyhole.
keyholes.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's what Moreau used to scout out the
Yeah.
temple.
Okay, I think I will drop true sight anyway because if we come across anything,
Invisible.
I see things as they actually are. Notices any secret doors and can see into the ethereal plane. So that's up to 120 feet for an hour.
Amazing. So anything invisible floating around.
Yeah,
If somebody attempts to scry on us, you'll be able to see the scry eye.
correct. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, don't
Moreau,
magical eye will appear out of nowhere.
he's going to hang back, and before he leaves, he's going to go and whisper to both Tia and Taffel that he's not going to enter in his invisible form. His duplicate's going to follow you guys in, but he's going to stay connected via his duplicate. And if anything kicks off, he can dimension door in.
Great.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's useful to have someone on the outside.
Yeah.
And he's also got message as well, so he's going to
Okay.
hive off round the side and get out of. Basically, make sure he can make an escape, but they'll stay within teleport range or dimension door range.
I will relay to everybody that I'm going to close the door behind us so that if anybody patrols or walks around, they don't see an open door that's not supposed to be there.
Through.
Okay, in that case, I've got to ask Teffel, Tia, and the zombie. Where are they going?
Zombies coming with us.
Zombies definitely.
Yeah, sorry. Unless otherwise, zombie is
It's attached to Lavender's hip.
attached to my hip.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get to. Don't want to be alone here.
Teffel said they kept disconnecting, so just keep them with us.
Can you hear me?
Yay!
Hello.
I'm using my 4G. Yeah, I would just be following along. I can't see the map, but I'll be following along.
Cool. Someone just be sending screenshots in the Discord if that's all right.
It's a lot of darkness right now.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the update.
Thanks.
Did
Okay.
somebody say that they were trying a door?
No, the arcane eye is going to float around to see if it can get in anywhere.
Okay.
Or
Hey.
I
through any keyholes.
can
Yeah.
tell you right now, it cannot.
Oh, piss.
It is in the
Oh,
same
God.
corridor as you, and it cannot go through solid objects.
It can go through gaps as small as the diameter, which is sort of a keyhole, though.
What? How small is the diameter? Sorry.
1 inch. Or hang on, double checking.
How big's an eyeball?
It's like tiny, and 1 inch in diameter.
Okay, let me just have one
It's
inch is.
I suppose if it's like
that.
a big door has a big lock
That's-
kind of thing.
Average width
If it-
of.
Yeah, I'll just
That's
do it.
diameter. That's completely round. Yeah.
How much
Probably squeezed.
bullshit is Matt going to let us get away
Should I
with?
go and measure my
Yeah.
keyhole? Is that what we need to do?
Yeah, unfortunately, the average keyhole is measured in millimeters.
Yeah.
If it was the big
It's about
guy,
an inch is about 25,
yeah,
30 mil.
keyholes are between like 4 and 10.
Yeah,
If it
it'd be
was
a
the
pretty
big,
big
if it was
keyhole.
the big door at the front of the building, I'd say yeah, because that would have had a bigger keyhole. These
there any-
small doors are they're very much interior doors. They
Are
will
there
not have a
any
keyhole that big.
Are there any gaps underneath or to the
I was
side?
going to say, did it reach the floor?
Looking at all of the doors, they all seem to be made out of stone as well, and they seem to be carved just like the building. Meaning, while obviously there will be a gap of some description under the door, it will be nowhere near an inch.
Okay.
So if the arcane eye wants to get through something, a door will have to be opened for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We either try each door as they are. How big are the gaps there, Matt?
Where?
With the doors, you said there were gaps. How big are they?
Like in the millimeters maximum. Like
Big.
you can assume it's there, otherwise the door wouldn't open, but you can't see through as a
What
gap
if
kind of thing.
Could a spider crawl through that gap, Matt?
Is light coming through?
Give me a perception check, Ribbit. A spider, if it was a very, very, very small one, probably yes.
Right. We've got two options. I can polymorph somebody or myself into a spider, and we can do a bit of scouting. Or we can detect magic and investigate all these doors to make sure that nothing's booby trapped and try our luck walking around. And if we walk in on somebody, I could potentially just be like, I need to reprimand, I need this room for a reason, you need to leave. And just pretend like I'm reprimanding you all as we go around.
I think just listen at some doors.
Yeah.
To answer the question of the light, before you carry on your discussions, every door apart from the ones I'm going to mention, they don't seem to have any light coming from underneath them. However, if I was to rate the brightness out of 10, the door to the south of you, down the main corridor, that seems to have a brightness of like 8 coming from underneath it. The one down to the east of you seems to have a brightness of maybe like 4 coming underneath it. And the one at the other end of the corridor to the west seems to have a brightness of maybe like 6.5, maybe 7 coming underneath it.
Okay, so these two are the brightest. This one is the least brightest. So let's try the ones without any light and see if we can just get a scout of the building.
And I'll just continuously cast my detect magic if anything pings off as well.
Okay. You try and open the door here to the northeast of you, and this is locked.
I will come over and try and pick it up. You just hear like clicking. You don't see anything.
Can I help with that?
If you describe how you're helping, yes.
I have an ability that will temporarily give me proficiency with thieves' tools.
Ooh,
okay.
Tasty.
Interesting.
So I could help, like,
I mean, you can see through my hands and lockpicks, so I don't know if you can provide any advice.
Oh,
or
God,
guidance.
that's the point, yeah. I hadn't thought of that. You're invisible.
You can't
this is
stand in my
very
space,
odd.
but you can see directly through me.
I'll just kind of like lower down so that I can literally just see the tools moving. And with this arcane ability, I'll kind of provide light into the lock so that we can both look at the mechanisms and see what needs to get moved where to open it.
Nice. Ribbit, have advantage.
Boop.
Yeah.
Cool.
25.
Again, it's a difficult lock to pick, but this one you pick with a bit more ease. You do manage to unlock the door.
These are very hard locks. Misa good at locks. Misa no remember much, but Misa remember that.
Matt, looking around the building,
Mhm.
is there any sort of like symbolism, iconography? Like, is there anything on the walls or anything? Like, does this?
As far as this corridor goes, it is absolutely bare, smooth stone.
Right.
There is
Okay.
nothing.
Very
Okay.
clinical.
Basically, yeah.
The passage that was outside, did that
Yeah.
ring any bells in my religious-y mind?
It does not, no.
Oh, okay.
It
Sweet.
is as Robip says though, it is very clinical. It is very functional.
Yeah. Okay, sweet.
What was this building called again?
The mortuary.
Do we know what it is?
You do not.
A
Okay, cool.
mortuary.
All you know
I
is what
mean-
was carved on the wall outside and that you're in it.
What was the
Yeah.
passage again, Matt? Sorry. They are all dead.
The passage engraved in the wall,
Yeah.
seemingly part of the building, was the multiverse is a mortuary.
Right.
Everybody's dead. Some are just more dead than others.
Right.
And then in graffiti scrolled over that with a symbol of Lalalia next
Like,
to it.
Over it or under it?
Over it.
Over it. Right. Okay.
There was
Can
written.
sorry.
There was written, and so are they. No, and now so are they. Sorry.
Okay.
Can lavender smell death?
Give me a
What?
perception check.
Give me a perception check. What do we get?
14. I'd say, given your experience in the past,
Mm.
it's not an overwhelming smell. Like, it's not that noticeable. But now you concentrate on it, you really focus on what it is you're breathing in. There is that ever so slight lingering tinge of death. Like, not recent, just like when something's been dead for a while and it leaves a smell, but it doesn't seem to have
Oh,
a source. It
God.
just seems to be the air itself, just seems to have that smell just tainted with it in general. Very, very light on the air.
You see Lavender's kind of head snap up and she sniffs the air. She said, I know this smell. It is that of decay, death. We are certainly in a place where there are no longer living. Whatever they're doing here, it lingers. She's gonna.
I've just had a fucking thought.
What?
So, out of game, the lady got hold of the reality stone, right? Was it the reality stone that she got hold of?
The Soul Stone, I think. It's the orange one that was in the
Right.
Atropal.
And
which
what
I
does the
think
soul
was the
stone do again?
Oh, we had to sacrifice a soul to get it. I don't remember what it did. I feel like we were
Scrolling
very
along the
much
logic
murder
stuff.
hobos at the time.
Yeah.
So
At the time?
and well, more so. So anything that wasn't directly impactful, we were like, nah. I'd rather have my 50-foot radius explosion, thank you.
Oh.
But I believe it was the Soul Stone. I think you could like absorb someone's soul or like
Yeah.
interact with their soul, like read their mind, kind of shit. Maybe cast some interesting spells that I would now find interesting, but at the time I was like, I just want to punch things.
It would make sense if she is
Wait,
collecting
do you have the dark?
If she's collecting souls.
souls,
Because she also has the Eye of Zaltek.
and she has been taking people. Remember, through the red shifts, through the red lightning bolts, people have been going missing. It could not be necessarily any particular person. She just needs people.
What if, because she always uses everything, she doesn't ever waste something, and she uses corpses to walk around in sometimes. What if the hands of the lady and these creatures that we've been killing, what if they're just souls bound to corpses that she's fucked with, like of previously dead followers?
I guess we will find out.
Okay.
So the soul stone, if you
I
cast...
just had a I just had a
Oh
read.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need to give that to a warlock. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Lavender's going to get a hold of that one.
That is incredible.
You read this one?
I think that's why we didn't care.
Yeah, Sophia had it.
No, Sophia didn't have this. This is what was in the intro book. Right, okay. Okay. I'll open the door then.
You open the door and you see a short corridor with a door at the end.
Slippy boy.
Can
My
I send
turn.
the eye after it as well?
And once again, I will
I'll
attempt
help.
to...
I have this for an hour, so
Thank
I
you,
can
friendo.
keep helping.
Nice.
Thank you, friend. I'm just going
Amazing.
to stick it twice.
Oof.
That's a
Well,
28.
Once again, you unlock the door.
I'm just getting progressively better.
We are getting progressive.
And it's nothing.
Do you see anything?
You open the door, and that smell of death hits you a bit more. In this small room, you see a slab of stone in the center. Clearly, once used to lay bodies on, maybe for burial ritual or autopsy or something along the lines. There is a few slivers of bloody rags left on it. In alcoves all around the room, there are piles of bones, kind of ritually placed in the sense that they are piles of bones in specific places, but they do seem just to be disorganized heaps. There doesn't seem to be much care put to it. You also notice that as you step in, there is a very thick layer of dust to everything. It's clear no one has been in here in quite a while.
Misa no a fan of big piles of bones. Misa think we should close the door and forget we ever came in here.
Agreed.
Yes, Misa was going to loot, but then Misa did a wisdom save.
Okay, I'll close this door. And then remind me
Oops.
that I'm closing the doors as we go there.
I can't get through the door. There we go.
Just this one didn't have any light coming out from it, did it, Matt?
It did not.
Okay, Slippy boy.
Is it locked?
It is not.
Oh. I will report that.
Okay, I will attempt to open Eldoro.
Cool. Apparently there is a gap in my dynamic lighting there.
I did
no.
see that.
How
That
dare
worried me.
As you open the door, you see a small, neat room. The smell of death is still present in here, but not as pungent. In here, you see another stone slab, another bare, empty room, and this one has a nice cloth laid on it. Clearly, once again, meant to house a corpse, maybe. It is stone. It doesn't seem like it would be comfortable to sleep on in any way. But other than that, you just see a stone with a cloth laid on it. It too has a thick layer of dust over it.
Is there anything on the walls in here or in the other room? Were there any sort of symbolisms or iconography?
Absolutely bare.
This is disconcerting.
Once again, Misa think we go straight back outside.
This is disconcerting. I don't like this. Okay.
My blind sense allows me to know the location of any hidden creature within 10 feet. Does behind a door count as hidden? Like, if there were a creature within 10 feet of a closed door? Because in my kind of head
personally wouldn't count you being unaware of it as hidden.
Fair enough.
I'd
Actively
count that as
hiding.
like it wants to be hidden from you or hidden in general. I'd count that.
Cool.
But
No
just
problem.
because you're not aware, I wouldn't count that as hidden.
Worth a try. Right, we say go this way now.
I'll go with you, Slippy Boy.
I'll let you guys try one more door and then we'll wrap up for this session.
What door are we going to try,
Helping!
Maybe the one that Teffel's next to? There was no light coming out from under this door, was there, Matt?
Nope.
Sweet.
I will. Is it locked?
It is not.
I will gently push the door open.
As you do, you see a small storage room. Again, covered in dust, but filled with barrels, all of which seem to be sealed.
Ooh. Is it booze?
Yeah.
Is there any indication of what they might be?
What are the
If
barrels?
you
I
want
would,
to open them up.
Yeah.
I would read around first before opening any of these things because it might be
Smell.
something.
Anyone have a good sense of smell?
Well,
I mean-
whatever is inside, I think you would destroy your smell. But go ahead if you want.
I'm not good at it.
Is anyone doing a smell check, or are you just opening it?
I'll give it a go. She smelt
I mean,
the death.
yeah, if it gets opened, I'll sniff.
She would.
I'll help you sniff.
But she would, I guess, with her investigative stuff,
Yeah, go on.
notice certain smells and things.
I will
Give
assist
it,
you in sniffing.
perception or investigation.
Perception.
We'll
I
identify
will
the notes.
preemptively use prestidigitation to freshen up the air a bit.
Okay.
That maybe not a good idea.
Ribbit, what you get?
Oh, soz.
Nice. Joint sniffing.
Sniff. What
All
nose do you find?
All you smell is fresh air.
No, the M2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't helpful. Sorry.
Misa no smell anything.
Uh,
Is there anything in the barrel?
Are you looking in it?
Yes.
Okay. Peeling the lid off one of them, it seems to be packed differently depending on each side of the barrel. Like one person's like stuffed two different categories of object in there. One seems to be all sorts of rags and robes, all neatly folded, almost like bandages. And the other seems to be tools stacked on top of each other. It takes you a minute as they're kind of odd looking, but you can tell they are embalming tools.
Yes, Misa is thinking more and more that this was a real mortuary. Misa think this is their uniforms.
Sweet.
Well,
And with
until
that
next time.
hypothesis, we will wrap up there.
Hooray!
Okay, we're
Next
in.
time on.
We didn't die.
This
Not
is a
yet,
cool
anyway.
city.
Yet.
Yeah, I feel like this could get out of hand quickly.
Yes.
How
Well,
long
at least-
has it been, by the way? How long do we have
Yeah,
left?
because we need to keep track of that.
How long have you been in here?
Well, yeah. How long of this hour do we have left? Basically, it was like half an hour when we got in, right?
That's gonna be up now. because like when you've entered here, you are investigating in real time. So that is you've ticked over the hour.
When I could I say that, like, obviously knowing that this is probably going to come to an end, because obviously I'd lose the duplicate.
Yeah.
Moreau would say to everyone, "Do we need a fallback position? I can set something up for us if we need. But this is going to come to an end close quite soon."
Could you maybe scout out somewhere in the city that could be a safe house, potentially, if we need
I
a
think I
safe
have
point?
something in mind.
Yeah.
I've messaged you, Matt,
Okay.
separately. Would I find anywhere that was like within 500 feet that was like a quiet back street?
Yeah, quiet-ish.
Quiet enough so I could cast a spell without anyone seeing?
Yeah, if you timed it right, yeah.
Cool. I'll message you.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yes, Misa will reinitiate Misa invisibility as soon as it drops, but Misa not sure about Hunter. Hisa use a potion. Misa not sure if Hisa have two.
Okay.
We can discuss.
So Hisa might need to do something.
He currently has a migraine, so he's not here, I don't think.
Okay.
No worries.
Right, guys.
Right then, folks.
Thanks, everyone. It was a great
Thanks
session,
for-
Matt.
Very
Sure,
nicely
Great.
done, guys.
Thank
Very good
you.
exceptional work.
Yes.
See you all next week.
See you all next
See you next week,
week.
guys.
If you have a game
Bye.
plan for it in the chat before then.
I think we just
Okay.
scout until we get found out.
Pretty much. That's the
Yeah.
plan. Yeah, we're
Basically.
doing
I think-
really well so far.
Yeah, I think maybe
Go by
go to
goal.
all of the non to the non-lit doors, and then do the light level 4 one on the far right hand
Yeah,
side.
go dimmest to brightest.
Yeah.
I think at this point it will become the Scooby Doo adventure.
Yeah.
We're gonna be running through doors.
Right then, folks.
Everything with a pulse.
That's the Void Boys
Yeah.
way.
See you next week.
All right, so see you next week, guys.
Bye.